All right, looks like we're on. So,
Yay!
hello and welcome to
Hello.
Encounter Roleplay. Hello to those watching live on Twitch, and if you're watching on YouTube, be sure to join us live for this show every Saturday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for the live show. Today we're playing Ghosts of Saltmarsh, the Sirens Metal, Episode 2. I know some people are confused with Ghosts of Saltmarsh, just Red Lady. Apparently they had some things come up today, so they were unable to stream, but you have us, so we're here. Before we begin today's show, I'll remind you guys that we're sponsored by Fantasy Grounds, and it's our virtual tabletop of choice. All the beautiful maps and rules you'll see tonight, we're using Fantasy Grounds, and you can try it for free at fantasygrounds.com. You can also get all your miniatures at Wayland Games. Go to waylandgames.co.uk and get yourself a huge range of D&D, Warhammer, and 40k minis for 20% off. This week, check out our sponsor, Tabletop Loot, who sell incredible dice. When we hit 20 retweets, which you should probably see, like if you have exclamation tweet, I think it's that way. Okay, in the chat, whichever way you have your chats, you can basically see how you can win free dice from Tabletop Loot via retweeting our tweet. You can also check out all our sponsors today by doing exclamation sponsor. You'll see all the sponsors that we have today. Finally, remind you how to interact with this game. You can donate to the game by giving players nat 1s, nat 20s, and wild magic surges, and this month special, the Table of Pets. So look up exclamation donate, and you can look how they can do all that stuff that way or that way. Also, if there's a moment today that you love, go ahead and clip it on Twitch, and we'll be using these highlight reels on Twitter so we can see our faces and a whole bunch of memes, GIFs, My one true dream one day is to turn into a wholesome meme, so we'll see if that ever happens. Anyway, let's go ahead around and introduce the cast. I'll introduce myself last and do a final synopsis. So let me pass it away over to Sophie. Jeez, it's been a long week. Sophie, go ahead and explain a little bit about your character and where people can find you on social media and how your day went, really quickly.
Okay, well, hi, I am Sophie. I am also at Frilifia on most platforms. And I play a little bird, the Kenku Warlock. And she is very small and weak and really likes people, but it's difficult for her to communicate being a Kenku, so that adds a fun little thing there. My day was pretty great. Ran some errands, bought food. I have caffeine in front of me, so that's a bonus. Yeah.
All these things are very important. I have a whole bunch of drinks and things going on here. You'll see. And then, all right, let's pass it next over to Pepper. Go ahead and explain a little bit about your character, where people can find you online, and also how your day went really quickly.
Hello, everyone. My name is Pepper. I am playing Isabel. She is our Tiefling Ranger. She is pale white and easily the world's stupidest ranger. I love her to death. You can find me on Twitter and Archive of Our Own with the same handle at mebethem4815. And as for my day, we ran out of food at 6 something in the morning, which was always fun on Memorial Day weekend. And I had a dude ask me what size comes after medium in drive-thru.
Tight. that intellect roll was really low today for him. All right. Well, let's pass it on over to Vanny. Vanny, welcome to the show. First show. I know that we missed you for those first 2 weeks, but you had some stuff to do, which is great. That's okay.
I know, I was out of town for 2 weekends. My name is Vanny Stitches. It's Vanny_Stitches. I'm on Twitter, Twitch, and Instagram at that. I stream cross-stitchy goodness because I'm an 80-year-old woman trapped in a 30-year-old body, and I will be playing Patience, the halfling fighter. Arcane Archer, specifically. I had a good day. I went to work today, and then I came home and ran errands, and now I'm here. So I had a pretty, normal Saturday.
Tight.
Very good.
Respect.
Take it.
All right. Yeah. All right, let's pass it all over to Alex. Alex, let everyone know a little bit about your character, where they can find you in the social media, and how your day went quickly.
Hey, I'm Alex. I'm your local friendly Canadian. I play a druid named Pick. He is a very simple, somewhat dumb druid, but he is trying his hardest, and he just wants to tend to his plants. But now someone's causing trouble. So we'll see what happens with him. My day was excellent. Got some groceries. Yeah, did the normal runaround thing. It's been a pretty average Saturday.
Wonderful. All right, and last but definitely not least, we have Alexei. Alexei, if you can quickly give us a little bit about your character, where people can find you on social media, and how your day generally went.
Yep. Hi, so I'm Alexei. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at ASG Creations. There's 2 underscores after the ASG on the Twitter handle and just a dot on the Instagram handle because apparently uniformity between handles is not allowed because other people steal them from you. Anyways, I play Jade, our Shadar-kai barbarian, who is relatively smart but has no idea what emotions are because she's lived her whole life in the Shadowfell. My day was good. I ran some errands. I did my hair, so it's now shorter than it has been in over 2 years, but it is also Mollymock purple, so I'm happy about that. And yeah, that's been my day.
Nice. Hey girl, hey, new hair, new me. All right, so coming back to me, my name is Michael Sinclair. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram as Michael Gritz. I'm the Dungeon Master, so there's not much to say about that. I just play a whole bunch of people. And my day has been crazy. Just finished up on finals this week. I have to turn in a whole bunch of late C++ projects, and right now I currently have, it's computer science stuff, but currently I have a program running that I have to submit that's probably going to take an hour still to run before I can submit it. So before I bore you guys with all that silliness, yeah, let's wrap up. Let's kind of go back what we did last session. So last session, you folks essentially went underway. Your mission that you chose to accept is not Mission Impossible, but you know those words. Was to go intercept some pirates near the Taffy Islands. It was going to take you about a week to essentially travel to intercept them. Along the way, you folks were able to get some assignments. You were put in charge of some jobs. Some of you have acquired some gear lockers, some attending to supplies, some attending to gunpowder and weaponry, some cleaning gear lockers. At some point, you were able to, with a great perception check, one of y'all were able to spot the pirate ship you were supposed to intercept, and you saw them. They saw that you saw them, and essentially tried to pick up some speed, go all ahead flank. And essentially, you were able to do some hard right rudder turns, hard left rudder turns to catch up with them. Go side by side. A battle ensued. We're still in the middle of that combat. Some shots were fired via arrows. Some people's kidneys were stabbed out. Some other people were shot. And we kind of got to the last part of battle where... the last part we left off in battle was that Pick, Alex's character, went full moose. Druid changed his form to go into moose mode, and he ended up wrecking some people, and then he ended up shifting back into his human form to cast a spell, and we left off with everyone today is going to start their wisdom saving throws, including the bad NPCs, and we'll kick it off from there. So if it seems like we're getting in it and it's getting wild, that's what it should be today. All right, so I need wisdom rolls from everyone today to go against Pick's. What was the spell that you cast, Pick?
I cast Spike Growth.
All right, so everyone go ahead.
Everyone needs to make.
Go ahead.
Everyone needs to make a wisdom saving of 13 or higher.
Okay, mine is +5. Haha.
Yours is +5. Who was that? Vanny? Or not Vanny, but Sophie? Is that what you
That's
just...
me.
Oh,
Yes.
yeah.
And you're... Oh,
21.
Little Bird. Here we go. So 18. All right, so people who failed here look like it was Jade and Isabel. Let's go ahead and read off that spell. If they fail, what happens to them, Pick?
If they fail, they don't notice that there is rough terrain, that there's a trap around them. If they have passed, they notice that there's rough terrain. Either way, for a 20-foot radius around me, there is now a, I guess, spiky growth that is kind of spread out from around me. And anyone who passes through it, for every 5 feet they pass through, they take 2d4 piercing damage.
And it's just people who are enemies or anyone who's in that space?
Anyone who goes through it.
Okay, so just realize the map is not quite accurate because the ships are kind of banging into each other left and right. They're banging into each other and separating by a 5-foot radius, so they're kind of just colliding and uncolliding. So essentially, Pick, it looks like most of the people are going to be covered anyway. So just realize, generally, if you're moving in the sphere, these kind of spheres right here, you're going to be moving in that terrain, and you're going to be taking some damage if you move around. So the last place we moved.
All Geff is gonna do, he's gonna look at everyone around him. He's gonna look down. He's gonna go, "Oh, roses, eh? I meant to put out nettles."
You hear the pirates that you've been going against, like, "Oh, I don't fucking like these. What the roses? This is supposed to be a pirate ship," and he's getting very upset and looking at the Pick. Right now, so Patience, we're going right in. I believe you're next in initiative, right after Pick. So Patience, it is your turn. Essentially, what you see, if you can look at Fantasy Ground, are nifty.
I don't actually have the map.
Oh, okay. Does anyone see that map currently, or no?
I do.
Yes.
Okay, so
Okay.
y'all can see the map.
Yes.
Okay.
I'm just unique.
I do not.
Let me see if I can lock and unlock it. Sometimes that helps, and then and then mask and unmask. It's weird. Let's see here. We like.
Are we able to get it on the stream screen for the viewers?
I think we'll probably get there. Let's see.
We'll get there eventually. We're figuring it out as we go.
Someday.
Oh yeah. Okay. So, Vanny, if you go to Maps and Images tab and select Ship Underway, you should see it. And let me lock this. Maybe you guys will see it. Still trying to figure this out. But anyway, so Patience, we can cut. We need to. Let me describe the scene where you're at. So you're right there, Isabel. You're here. Patience, you would probably. Let's just put you on the. We'll put you on the crow's nest for now. That's the
Perfect.
place.
Probably where she would be.
Yep. And then so you essentially have some. You have two pirates who look like they're in charge, and they're about. You're about, I would say, 30 to 40 feet up, and I'm not gonna do. I'm not gonna do.
Tall.
The guy you're equilibrium theorem, but essentially, let's just say that the nearest couple big bads next to you are about 30 and 40. One's 30 feet away, 15 feet away from you. One's 20 feet away, and there's a smattering of other ones that would be in your range anyway. So if you want to just go ahead and roll attack and get the show going, that would totally work.
Well, I have a question first. Patience is 2 feet 8 inches tall. How tall is the edge of the crow's nest? Can I see over it with my heavy crossbow?
We will say that there's probably a place to sit on the crow's nest. So if you were to go on top of the place where you
stand
sit,
on it.
you can stand on it. It's essentially on the mast, but it's a seat that's on the mast attached around the circumference of it. But you can choose to stand up on it and maybe glean something that you can shoot at.
Like a better angle. Okay, I will do that. Is there any of them that look like they're particularly in charge more than the others?
The one that is, I would say 15 feet away from you, or 20 feet away from you, is the one in charge.
Yeah? I'm gonna shoot that one. Just heavy crossbow, up, and fire.
Okay. Go and roll to hit. 16, that definitely hits.
Nice.
Okay. And
Nice.
let me see.
You can roll damage on that.
Yeah, I have to look up the damage again, because it wouldn't let me select the damage die. Okay, I think it's a D10, but I want to check to be sure.
It should be right there on the stats if you use the heavy crossbow to roll, which it looks like you did. It should be right there.
Okay, it is a D10.
Sweet. Oh, dang. That thing is going.
6.
Okay,
6
so-
total. 6 total.
6 total. Fantastic. Let me
Yeah.
write that down here and... Sweet. Okay, so you see your friends and comrades down there fighting battle. You decide to, before you're kind of just still, even though this fight was going on and everyone was kind of engaged, you decide to kind of keep your eye out just in case they have backup or some sort of reinforcements. After deciding you don't see anything out in the open, you do a little bunny hop onto the seated area of the crow's nest. You see the one big bad who seems to be up in people's faces, and you go ahead and take a shot. Upon taking the shot, you see him like toe-to-toe battle with two of your close companions who met on this journey, and that arrow just goes sinking right underneath his clavicle. It's like he's just like swinging wildly, trying to keep his defense up against both your comrades who are like on either side of him. He's kind of looking. He does a quick spin to be able to kind of face all three of you and have you in his sight, but he doesn't seem like he's doing so well. So
if he looks up at her, she's gonna make this face.
he kind of grins. He kind of hates what's going on right now. All right, so now it's going to be this one of these bandits' turn. So they're going to the one that's go across from Jade. Jade's not here right now.
Me? I'm right here.
Oh wait, sorry, Jade. I apologize.
Yes.
I was thinking
Hello.
of Sarah. However, you are Jade.
Yes.
This bandit is going to attack you, Jade. So we're going to go with
The one that's with the bee or the one with the fancy icon?
the bee.
Okay.
He's a son of a...
The bee for bastard.
Mm-hmm. That's an 18. Does an 18 hit?
Yes, it does.
All right, so we're going to roll damage here. All right, that's going to be 3 points of damage as he sees that his boss is kind of getting pummeled by everyone left and right, and basically he's trying to at least give a distraction or make sure that you pay attention to him, so not all the hate's coming towards his boss. So as you're facing towards his boss, he's just going to go ahead and do a big sweeping arc down and slashing at your calves. He's like, "What's like this?" And he just slashes, and you kind of feel like this hot running fluid going down your leg, feeling some of your blood dripping out. So this next one is going to go. Pick, you are in melee with 2, so both of them are going to... They're going to flank, so that they have advantage on these attacks. Pick.
I'm about to get my butt kicked.
Oh
no.
No, okay, 14 and a 5, so I didn't roll with his stats, but we just add that.
Well,
here.
mine is a 10, so...
Okay, so they both hit. Or one hits, rather. He's just a one hit.
One hit.
But, sure. Okay, so he's going to roll the slashing damage here, and that is going to be 4 points of damage. So another... you see him with his scimitar, and he slashes right at your chest as you switch back to moose form and create all this... all these thorns. He did move to get flanking with you, so go ahead and roll damage for your the spell that you created. And then this other one's going to attack you while you do that with advantage. So, boom, advantage, bam, easy day. Wow. I don't know if you guys saw that, but there's a double one.
Amazing.
Alex, did you roll the damage for your spell on that one?
Doing it right now. That is
4 damage?
damage total.
Okay, perfect. So, 4 damage total. We are going to go... okay.
Did
So that one-
did they both move? Or did only one move?
Just one moved. However, 4
Okay.
damage is enough. You see, as he moves to get in he moves to kind of get a good vantage point to slash at you. As he does the one slash, your roots and vines react, and they start engulfing him, almost like one of those man-eater plants that react to some sort of reaction or response. It just starts consuming him, and he's like, no! He's trying to slash. And essentially, if you've ever seen like Ghost Fighter, which is, or Yu Yu Hakusho, it's this animated vine. So you see these vines consume him eventually, to where all these like vines wrap around his arm and his face, and you just kind of see this pulsing of the vines. And you just see blood dripping down. He is dead. He is gone.
Well, that's
So-
exciting.
Why did I close the window?
Carnivorous.
We want this person dead. Okay, he did. He gone. And then we need this token. Hello, Mr.
Boy,
Token.
that's a bit surprising, eh?
We're going to delete this token right now. So delete that token. And then the other one, he rolled a natural 1. So as he sees his buddy consumed by all these vines, he starts freaking out because he rolled 2 natural 1s with advantage. So he just starts freaking out and moving, not thinking about it. I'll let you essentially get a free hit on this fellow because he freaks out and rolls 2 natural 1s with advantage. So go ahead. This is just a bad day for pirating today.
So am I rolling for a strike or for the vines to hit him?
The vines again. We're just gonna say that he like stumbles backwards, seeing his friend getting consumed as he was about to attack you, and
That would be 11.
all right, 11 points of damage. So just like as his friend, the vines start to slowly consume him. He's like, you see him like the look of fear on his eyes as his friend gets consumed. He's like, no. You just see like all these vines consume, and the same thing, just like this gush of just like vines happen in pulsation and blood drip down. And the vines
best
all
actor of the
retract.
druid.
Wow, you're doing work here, Alex. So they're also dead. Here we go. Wait, where are all my
That'll
tokens?
make some good compost, eh?
Not all of them are dead. And where are my tokens?
Yeah, where'd I go?
Do you mean you wanted to kill all of them at once?
No, I did not. I did not want that to happen.
Sure would make the rest of our fight easier.
It would, wouldn't it?
We did it!
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Here we are. We need another one because we have. I need to figure out where they were placed. One was at the helm. Yep, one was there. The other one was at melee with you. The other, yeah, all our tokens went away, eh? I don't understand what happened. All right, well, I'm gonna have to repopulate them very quickly. It'll be fine. This will be fine. This is what dungeon
It's
masters do.
fine.
Hello,
It'll
I
be
would
fine.
like to Here we are. So we have Patience up here. We have Pick over here. We have Jade over here. Jade, you're here. And then this guy is there. And then this one is there. Why are you invisible? You should be visible. Set always visible. Invisibility? Set always visible. Okay, so while I do all this stuff, I will say that it's one more bandit's turn. This other bandit is just going to take a shot. He's on the crow's nest. So this one is going to go ahead and shoot from the crow's nest. Hello, token. We just need to place him for his. And then after this, it'll be Zelrora. Zelrora isn't here, but she'll make a general attack. And then at the top is going to be Isabel, so that everyone knows what's happening. I will go here.
Except Little Bird goes after Zelrora.
Okay. We need... That's the captain. We need this guy. Alright, perfect. So it's going to make a range attack here. That's going to be a 12 towards... We're going to say Jade. Jade, does 12 hit you?
No, it does not.
Okay, so from their crow's nest, you hear this... And you just see... And it kind of splinters some of the deck on your side of things. You kind of take a step back and see this person trying to... frightened and seeming that he's missed this shot, is going to try and reload this musket of sorts very quickly to try and take another shot. The bandit that's at the helm is going to try and fire at, we will say, Vanny, because you're up there shooting, or Patience, you're up there shooting, pummeling people. So,
Not yet, I'm not.
well, he sees you over there not being dealt with. He's busy driving the ship, so he tries to take a shot, but sees that the ship's incoming. Your ship is about to bang into his ship very hard, so he has to steer the rudder while shooting. It just goes wide, right over the ship. Okay, now we're going to go back up to Isabel. Isabel, go ahead and take your turn. No, place tokens appropriately.
All right. Well, I'm currently in melee with Bandit Captain number 2, so I will take out my short sword and I will take a swing at him.
Perfect.
Let me find my dice. Hold on.
Go ahead and do that.
Oh, nice. 22 to hit?
Yeah, that hits. That hits all day.
All right. And I get 2d6. Max damage, 12.
Nice. Hell yeah. That's what we're about here. Okay.
Nice.
So, max damage here. Okay. So you take a slash at him. He seems distracted with everything going on. You're able to see that there's an opening as he opens his mouth, as he sees all this fog of combat happening. As he's distracted, you grab your weapon and you essentially slash right next down to his throat. You just see a blush of blood coming out. Blush of blood. Oh gosh, blood. Words, people. So you see, his throat kind of leaking a bit as it's going down. He's grasping it and looking at you wildly. It's going to be his turn, their turn now. So one's going to try and attack Jade. We'll just do this attack for Jade here. Jade's going to, and then the next person is going to be So his Bandit Captain's going to try and attack you. He has to move to attack you, I believe. So he's going to take that damage. Alex, go ahead and make your roll for damage as he's attacking Jade.
Sure.
So this one is going to attack you. 3 melee attacks. Oof.
That is 2.
That's natural 20. Okay, so he's going to take 2 damage.
Oh.
That's 44. Okay. And then
it wasn't a natural 20 to attack me, which
it wasn't a natural 20. So he's gonna roll his damage.
Oh, the attack was against me. I thought it was against the vine thing.
No, it was against you. Yeah. So we're gonna roll this. I don't think there's a way to double this. Yeah, we're just gonna double this here. We'll double the dice rolls. It's easier on this app to double the dice rolls, so we'll just do that. Not that much. Dear Jesus.
Oh, please, no.
No, it's a real roll. Don't worry about it. Okay, so you're going to take 10 points of damage off his critical.
Okay.
You essentially, while you got your calves slashed back at you, he sees an opening. He's just going to go ahead and do a quick kind of like sword jab towards your torso, and you just feel kind of like this small like gush of blood kind of leak down, and he's just staring at you like he's going to be. He feels like he's on top of the fight. He's like, oh, "Got you now. Got you right when I need you." All right. And the second one is going to attack Isabel. Isabel, let's do. Oh, they take 3 attacks, so we need some more attacks here. Here we are. This one and this one, and melee attack. Here we are. So, man, this guy's on fire today.
That hits.
Jesus Christ.
So 7 points of damage. Towards you.
Okay. Okay.
And then let's see here. He's going to move towards Zelrora, because Zelrora is there with you all. So he's trying to dish out this damage across people. Zelrora.
Don't like this guy. Don't like him one bit.
He kind of likes you. He's going to do his attack towards Zelrora. And that, I believe, if I have her stats here, that's a miss towards her. And then this other one's going to attack you, Isabel. So let's do that real quick. And then we have one attack here. That's going to be a 15. Does a 15 hit you? Isabel?
Oh, sorry. No.
No? Okay, perfect. All right, so another attack coming at you. Nope, this one. There we are. Boom. That's a natural 20.
That one hit.
Jeez.
Jesus
They're just
Christ.
all like fire today. Okay, so that was a 2. So he only gets to attack you once, but it's going to be probably for a good chunk.
Fuck this
That's
guy.
12 points of damage.
Seriously.
I am unconscious.
Oh, no.
Well,
All
shit.
right. So you're unconscious. Go ahead and mark that down, and then we'll get to you again. So that's done with you, and then Jade. It's Jade's turn. So Jade, you are. Yeah, you're next, Jade.
Yeah, I am. Well,
You're
firstly, I'm
red.
gonna rage.
Did we ever skip? Did we skip Vanny? Or no, we didn't, right?
I rolled a 10.
No, we did not.
So,
Okay,
No,
good.
I think
Okay,
we
so
had Vanny at the top when we first got in.
Jade, it is your turn.
Yeah, it is. Well, I'm raging.
Good. That's a good. That's
Because,
a good place to
yeah. Okay, I'm trying. Again, patience with me because this is my first time playing a barbarian.
What are you looking up?
I'm looking at Frenzy,
be. Oh, okay.
which I think I might use, but it doesn't describe what downsides there are to it. It just says Frenzy attack. It says while in a frenzy, you can make a single melee weapon attack as a bonus action on each of your turns after this one. I'm assuming it lasts as long as my rage does.
Possibly. Go ahead and do that, and if there's
Okay.
look at downsides while you're on your turn, and we'll figure it out from there.
Yeah,
And then you can
okay.
remember it from this point forward, and it'll be fine.
Yes. Okay, so Jade is raging and is going to do a frenzy attack. Let me look at. So, was it Bandit Captain 1 or Bastard
1, yeah.
who just
It's
hit me
1.
a bunch of times?
It's Bandit Captain.
All right, well,
and the other
his,
Bandit. There's 2 of them kind of tag teaming you at the moment.
I hate these guys. I really do. But Bandit Captain 1 is the guy who really hurt me. So
Go
he's
ahead
gonna
and
get
roll. Before you do that, go ahead and roll a perception check very quickly. Go and do that.
Okay. Hang on. Where's the... Oh, come on, Fantasy Grounds, work for me. Skill. Perception. Click and drag. Sorry. It's being silly. There we go.
And then after this turn,
Good
just so
job.
we have, it's pick your next after that.
Nice.
Okay, so you can tell that the bandit that's behind you is pretty weak. Not the one in charge. So if you wanted to kind of mitigate, you've been in some battles, you would know that to possibly mitigate some of the damage coming towards you, that if you just take out this one person, it may kind of heighten your chances of surviving. So if you want to do one attack and the other one towards the big bad, then you can do that.
Yeah. All right. So my first attack, because I can now do 3 with frenzy, is gonna be I'm gonna use my whip to try to whip Bandit Bastard around the throat.
Perfect.
Where's my weapon? Wait, no. Action. There we go. Okay. Whip. Pew. An 11 to hit.
11. Let me see if that hits. Here we are. That misses, unfortunately.
Wait, I rolled the... Wait a second. Oh, I rolled the damage. Sorry. Not the d20. Oh my god, I'm out of it today. Okay, here we go. I rolled the damage die rather than the actual attack. There we go.
Okay, so that is... how much is that?
10, and I get a plus 5, so 15 to hit.
Yeah, that hits. Go and roll damage.
Okay,
and then
now
I
get...
Alex, know that you're next after.
Okay,
perfect.
I get a d4. So I get 1, but I get plus 3, so 4 points of damage against.
Yeah, that's enough to
Bandit
take
Bastard.
out the one that's right next to you.
Oh,
so that
thank
one goes
God.
down. So you go ahead and you grab your whip and you're gonna go attack this bandit, the pirate guy right in front of you. You see that the guy on the right is kind of weak, so you kind of whirl it back around and then capture his leg, pull it from under him, and it basically just like scratches and rips his leg as hard as you can, and basically just leaves a deep gash wound. He's on the ground, dead. Go ahead and do your next attack.
Okay, so now I'm going to attack twice against Captain, and I am gonna use my whip again. I think for both attacks.
Go for it.
So I'll just roll. So 1 and 2. So a 14 and a 19.
I believe the 19 hits. 19 hits.
Yay!
Okay.
That is 7 points of damage.
Perfect. So 7 points of damage.
Yeah, on the one that hits.
Right. There we are. So you do, once you pull that guy's leg off, basically, you have your whip, and with the momentum, you kind of crack it back against his face. You just see this blood streak across his face. It's like,
oh, that's satisfying.
And then...
very satisfying.
Let's see here. It is now... Pick, it is your turn. Pick, what would you like to do? And that's the rest. Is there anything else that you'd want to do, Alexei, before we move on?
No.
Sorry.
No,
Okay,
I'm quite satisfied.
Well, how close is that one bandit there?
All right, let's look here. So the closest one to you on the at least map is up in the crow's nest. So that person in the crow's nest is probably about 20 feet up. The other close one to you is the Bandit Captain. You'd just have to time the ships colliding into each other to jump across, which would just be if you're trying to proceed, it would be a perception check to see if you can get the timing right before you jump. And then the other one that's kind of close to you without a required jump is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So 40 feet away from you. without the jump.
The problem here is that I've also trapped myself inside of my own spell.
Oh, I see. Is there a way for you to not focus on that anymore?
It is a concentration spell. Is it an action or a bonus action to break a spell?
Concentration, you could just drop it, I believe. I don't think there's a required bonus or...
Alright, so... He's going to drop the spike growth spell and move within 5 feet of the... I've moved 30 feet.
Who are you trying to move towards?
I'm trying to move towards that pirate captain that's by Jade there.
Okay, so make a perception check really quickly to see if you can time the jump. And then Sophie needs to get back in here because she's frozen, but
She's having
she has a... Okay.
We're working on it though.
Whatever is happening, Little Bird will Eldritch Blast the baddies. Okay, noted. Easy enough.
So that is a 17 for perception.
Yeah. So let's just say you don't have to take any athletics or acrobatics to kind of jump that from ship to ship. You can just move there. So if you want to move yourself right next to the other bandit captain, you can do so.
I'm going to be right there. Then I'm going to
Perfect.
For my action, I'm going to take a swing at him.
Okay. And then the next person after that is going to be Patience. So Patience, you're right after Pick, just so you know.
Okay. I already know what I'm doing, but thank you.
Perfect.
Five. That's an 8 to hit.
Unfortunately, that misses. He sees you coming, and how are you trying to hit him? You're just trying to hit him with like a staff or whatever you have.
He's got like his staff, like he's holding it, like he's not sure what to do, and he's gonna run across. He's gonna go, "I got this, eh?" He's gonna hit him like he's just trying to like hammer like a nail or something. It's just gonna completely miss him.
All right, so he basically just grabs the flat end of his sword and the hilt, and he's basically just battering off all your attacks when you try and hit him with the staff. He's like, "Off me, little one! Get off!" He's just pushing you off, kind of kicking you off a little bit too, just to make sure he's keeping a little bit of distance from everyone that he's attacking.
Stop hurting my new friend, eh?
Patience. Is there anything else that you'd like to do, Pick? Sorry. Good. All right. Patience, it is your turn. It's that way. This window.
Can I reasonably assume that since I'm in the crow's nest, I just watched Isabel fall unconscious?
Yeah.
Yeah? Great. Okay. So I see that happen. I will take a shot at Bandit Captain 2.
Okay.
With him, hopefully. Where's my
Hopefully.
actions? With my heavy crossbow. That's a 10.
So yeah, it's a 15 to hit. So you essentially worried for your friend. You shoot the arrow right in front of him. It just goes just right in front of him.
Yep. I'm
Anything
gonna
else?
curse under my breath, and I'm gonna action surge, and I'm gonna do it again.
Okay, go for it.
I'm gonna reload with my bonus action, and then obviously do that because I have a crossbow. So. Oh, that's a 24.
Nice. That hits. Go ahead and roll damage.
And since it hit, I can choose to use Enfeebling Arrow. And I'm going to do it.
Nice. Go for it.
So, I'm going to read it to you really quickly, just so you know what happens, and then I'll describe it. Takes an extra 2d6 necrotic damage, and he has to succeed on a con saving throw, or the damage dealt by its weapon attacks is halved until the start of my next turn. So... it's a d10 plus 2d6 plus 3.
I think he makes his save with a 17.
Okay. Yeah, it's a DC of 11. So.
So you shoot this necrotic shot towards him. He grabs his chest, and you see the you see
I want
like
it to
normally.
pulse like black and like radiate under his skin and just like pulse while it does.
Yeah, you see that right when it inserts into him. You see the pulse happen, but he recognizes this is a poisoner in the like quick instance that he sees it, he yanks it out before the poison is able to really fully come through and get the effect in. You just see a little go, but not like the full.
So he still
So
does
he's
his full damage, but he still takes 16
That is
damage.
quite a bit of damage. Okay.
Oh, no, I'm sorry. 19 damage. I didn't add my modifier. 19
Okay.
damage.
This
Instead.
one is looking pretty rough now. So
Uh-huh.
I gotta do quick maths. There we are. Got it. All right, so you send this bolt towards him, and you see some of this blackish ooze drip out the wound, even though the full effects didn't come in. He's grasping on it and kind of like breathing kind of heavy and trying to look at his options currently. He may end up turning tail and running, so maybe
I want to like make sure he sees me training and like starting to reload my bow, and I'm not moving.
Hey, Sophie, you're back.
Yay, he's back.
I live.
Sophie, did you take your turn last turn? I don't think you did. I think I missed.
I did not.
Since we don't have you. Okay, perfect. So we left off at Vanny, essentially Patience training her bow at one of the ones in charge, and he's looking rough. You have two looking rough people in charge, and you have two other bands pirates who seem unscathed. So the closest one to you, and since you weren't here, we'll say that you were at the you're at the helm. You're assisting. You were assisting Jerome and Ine with navigating. So
Okay.
I don't have a token for you, but I could use my mind's eye. The closest person next to you that is a threat is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 spaces away, which is the one that is engaged with Isabel, who fell during battle currently. She's not out, but she fell. So go ahead and take your
Okay.
action movement since we didn't get that.
I am going to Eldritch Blast that baddie
Sweet.
that is in combat with Isabel. And Fantasy Grounds has not loaded yet. So
No worries.
if someone would like to roll for me, that would be great. My Eldritch
Yeah, I'll roll
Blast
for
is
you.
a +5 to hit.
+5?
Yes.
So that was 10. That unfortunately misses. Is that you only have one Eldritch Blast per go?
I believe I do only have one Eldritch Blast per go.
Okay, so you end up trying to do this blast. You see you kind of coalesce it. What does your Eldritch Blast look like? Is it a certain color? Is it
I think it's a very light, like pale, like minty green, like
Okay.
a dart of minty green.
Okay, so you send this dart of minty green from yourself, and it kind of goes and shoots off, and it breaks some of the wood right at the edge of your boat, and just splinters off, and ends up missing the pirate captain. Or yes, the pirate captain. So after that turn is so we did pick, we did patience. It's gonna be their turn. These two are just going to make some quick attacks. One against Pick and one against you. Little Bird. Alrighty.
Ah!
So we'll do this ranged weapon attack. One against Little Bird. That's going to be a 17. 17 to hit. Does that hit?
Ah! Yes, that
Sounds like
very
it
much
does.
hits her.
You take 5 damage from the one from the helm. He does like a quick, while maneuvering the helm, he just does a quick over his arm and pops one shot off, and it hits you for 5 damage. This other one,
She
he's
squawked.
reloading. You squawk.
Yes.
All right. So your squawk is audible to the person that just hit you. He's like, "Oh, that little bird's gonna go down, I'll tell you." So that's their turn. This other one's reloading, so it doesn't quite matter. And it's going to be Zelrora. Zelrora is going to make a general attack. That's a hit. I don't know her stats, but 19 is a hit. and I think she swings around with a D8, and she's probably strength base, so knowing that, it's going to be probably +2 at least. So he's going to take 5 damage. He is not looking good either. So there we are. That's Aurora's turn, and we're back up to Isabel. Isabel, what would you like to do? Oh, you need to make your death save here.
I need to make a
and you are
death saving throw.
Hey.
Here we go.
Yay. First one of the campaign. Oh!
Alright. Let me see. I'm gonna make a perception check for Boat Mama. Boat Mama sees that you're down. So anyone who's looking at Boat Mama, you see her pulling out a pouch, and when it comes to her turn, she's probably gonna come towards you. So that's gonna be right after. Actually, it's going to be right around your turn. So you see her coming towards you. And then she ends up just getting right next to you. And then it's going to be their turn. So this pirate captain's going to try and go up towards you, Patience. So he's going to take his whole full turn to go up towards you after you shot like this poison arrow at him. So he's just like climbing angrily. He's like,
Yeah.
I'm going to get that son of a bitch up top there. And he's just like foaming out of the mouth.
Just like peering down at him, watching.
Yeah, he sees this little thing right in front of him, and he's just pissed. It pisses him off even more. You see him kind of like scan your size, judge your size.
Oh, she's angry.
Yeah. This other bandit captain's gonna attack you, Pick. So let's do that. Since you tried, he was like battering you off with his sword. He's like, "No, back off, get off me!" And then he's just going to do an attack towards you. That's going to be a 14. Does a 14 hit you, Pick? Okay.
Yes, it does.
11
Whoa.
and a 10. So does the 14 and 11 hit?
My AC is 10, so I would say yes.
Okay, so 6, 9. Oh no. Oh my god. So you'll take 24 points of damage.
Pick is unconscious.
Okay, these guys are just rolling hot. Just rolling hot.
Two within the same game.
So that one's going to try and get away from you, Jade. He's going to try and make this jump because the ships are separated currently at the moment.
Oh,
He's
so
gonna
he's
try and
running
do a
away from me?
Natural 1. That's great. Okay. He was running away from you. He's going to do an acrobatics check to see if he can, because he's going to unwisely jump.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see, acrobatics plus his stats is going to be... Okay, so he's able to make it, but you can do an attack of opportunity.
I was just going to ask if I could opportunity attack this guy.
Yep.
In which, while he's trying to flee, I'm just going to try to punch him in the back of the head.
Perfect. Go ahead and do that.
You're not allowed to leave. Yes, let me... Okay, so I'm gonna... too many windows open. Oh god. Oh, do I have to roll to make that attack?
Yeah. It needs to be...
Okay,
Since it's
so-
a basic attack, I think it's just plus your... Oh, everyone's proficient, so it's
I
plus
have a
strength
plus... I have a... So that comes to 18 total.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, so that hits. Go ahead and roll damage.
Okay, my damage on that is 4. It's just a straight 4.
Good to know. So that's 4. All right. These guys are looking rough, by the way. So,
Good. They better be.
okay. And then the other one is coming up towards you, so that's their turn. And then it's going to be Jade. Oop, sorry, Jade, it's your turn. The boats are kind of close together right now, so you can at least attack if it goes away from each other, if that's something that you want to do right now.
I think I'm going to... It was the Bandit Captain one who just ran away from me, right?
That's correct.
Okay. I am going to probably pull out my crossbow and fire at him, if I may.
Perfect.
So
he's
she
actually
just
close
pulled-
enough that you'll have disadvantage if you try and.
Oh,
He's still like
okay.
they're slamming towards each other.
Okay. Well, because I'm trying to figure out, are we like 5 feet apart?
Yes, you're 5. He's 5 feet away from you.
Okay, because I think that is the range on my whip. So then I'm gonna try to whip him
Perfect.
and possibly drag him back. It's
Mhm.
like, I wasn't done with you yet.
Perfect. That's a miss.
9.
You have an extra attack,
Oh, right.
right?
I have 2 more attacks.
Go for it.
So I'm
yes.
gonna try it again. Still with the whip.
Mhm.
16.
That's a hit.
Yeah.
So your first
and
whip,
I'll
you
do.
go ahead and go ahead for it. Yeah. Go another whatever. you're
I'll
doing.
just do the third one right now. Yeah.
Perfect.
And a 17. Nice.
Mhm.
All right. So 2 hits.
Yep. Go and roll damage. So you go ahead and do your first whip, and it just goes around and misses him, and then with the momentum, you
Mhm.
swing it back around, and then just do a quick wrist flick, like a look at the flick of that wrist. You just go ahead and hit him like right under the chin, and then the next one you go ahead and hit him right at the gut. He's like holding his gut at the moment. Go and roll your
Good.
damage.
You're not allowed to run away from me. And my damage on that is, let's see. That's 5 and
Okay.
4. So 7 points
Perfect.
total.
Perfect.
Yes.
That was just enough.
7.
So
Wait, no. What did I just say? 5 and 4, so 9 points total. I can do math.
Yeah. all right. Awesome. So how would you like to kill this specific pirate captain? Because essentially you're right as he goes away.
Bless. So he ran away from me. I'm pissed. Whip out after him. The first one misses. Second one, catch him on the chin, so he's looking at me. And then I get him across the gut, right with the tip. And this is a bullwhip. These things are mean. And it slices right across his stomach, and he spills his guts.
So he spills his guts out, and you see it like going over the ship, over the side of the ship. He's like trying to grab his guts as it's going over the side of the ship, and then he's like, oh, and tries to grab more of his guts, and he slips on like a part of his guts, and while trying to grab his, he just goes overboard and goes, and you just see him go away as like the ships are still passing through.
Very satisfying. Say hello to my queen for me.
And then, so you send another off to your queen, and he's just bobbing on the open ocean. Let's see. Let us delete this guy, and then, so that was your turn, Jade. Pick. It is your turn. So you probably need to make a saving throw or a death saving throw. And then after that is.
Uh-oh.
So that's a fail. And then patience is going to be your turn. You have this person who just went up, used all his action and movement to get up towards you, and then just like kind of give you a demeaning up and down. He's just like, what would you like to do?
Is he like standing on the edge of the?
Yeah, basically, he like used all he can to like he's basically right at that edge of like
right at the edge there. Cool. I'm gonna like. So I'm like standing on this thing kind of eye level. So instead, what I'm gonna do is like drop down into the crow's nest, so my crossbow is pointing up, and fire again.
Okay, go for it. It's gonna be a disadvantage because he's right next to you if you're using your crossbow.
You're right. Can I get out and walk on the mast?
Interesting.
Can I do that?
Can
I like
make an acrobatics? Make an acrobatics. I like it. Go ahead and make that acrobatics. We'll see if you can, stabilize up on there. do a hop, jig, and a dance.
18.
Absolutely. So you spent enough time on board to kind of like play around the rigging and stuff, and you found like a comfy spot on top of the mast right there. So you kind of get onto the mast, and you're kind of bouncing on some rope, some of the mast, and you're kind of like swinging there, kind of like that Jack Sparrow moment where he's just like swinging like an a-hole on a mast. And you have like you have your heavy crossbow kind of pointing at him. So you're able to get some distance away. Yep.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that, and then I'm gonna do this.
And I'm not saying you're an a-hole.
It's an exact 50. No, but I'm an a-hole. No, it's true. It's true. She's
that
an a-hole.
hits.
She's that type of person.
Exactly.
Alright, so we have a D10. Oh, well, it's a 1. Plus 3, though. But also, I'm going to use my enfeebling arrow again.
Go for it.
Because I get to decide it after it hits, so that's a 6.
And he has to make this con, right?
Yeah, he has to make the con save, so it's got another pulse of that black kind of necrotic energy. So 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 damage.
16. Okay, 14 damage. That's actually just enough. Even him failing, he passed the Constitution thing, but he ends up failing. So you see, as you kind of do this little spin maneuver and a jump and a spin maneuver, like grabbing one rope, grabbing another, you go ahead and grab one rope, and you fire off one of your arrows. How would you like the arrow to go ahead and finish him off?
It's like straight into the trachea is what I want. Okay. And then I want him to like kind of like have a moment before he dies where he just like looks at me like, how the, and then he dies and falls off the mast into the water.
Perfect. So,
and I'm just like hanging there. I haven't said a word.
Perfect. You still at that hole of the crow's nest though. So you shoot this arrow right at him. He goes, and you see the poison like pulse on him, and he just like it goes, and then he just goes and goes, just falls from the crow's nest, and you just see him like, you just see you hear a thud, and he just hits the main deck, and you just see this blood cough up that's black and kind of darkened from the poison that you shot him. He is also dead. So I'm gonna delete this token. So right then and there, you see. Let's make a perception check for each of those bandits currently, or the ones on the other side of the ship. Okay, so one of them essentially sees both their captains go down, and they're just like, the one that's driving the mast go, oh crap, Lydia, I think we're done here, and she is still reloading another shot for the essentially the musket that she has. So that ends. We're essentially out of combat here. You guys have succeeded against this, taking down these pirates that were going to essentially try and steal some of King Baradun's trade money. And what you guys like to do, the battle is done. You see one bandit's on the ground like coughing up blood. The other one is on the other ship. You can choose to, it looks like at the moment that Jerome is keeping the ships alongside each other, and the other, your crew is essentially putting out a plank and essentially securing the two ships together. So what would everyone like to do as you...
now that we're out of combat, Jade takes a point of exhaustion for Frenzy.
Okay, go for it. And Sophie, we can't exactly hear you. So you're muted, Sophie, just so you know.
JJ, what am I doing here?
That makes sense. There we go. The moment we're out of combat, Little Bird is going to stick out her hands, one toward Isabel and one toward Pick, and healing light both of them.
Okay, go ahead and roll the
heal. Healing each. So first for Isabel. Okay, so there's one. I don't know how to roll multiple dice at a time yet. So there's
right click.
So you hold the dice and right click, and you'll see two dice pop up, and you can throw that. Okay.
Aha. Okay. So there was 4 healing for Isabel. That's something. You're not dead.
So you're back up.
And oh my gosh, I can't figure this out, but here we go. And then 3 healing for Pick. There you go.
All right. So go ahead and mark that on your character sheets. And then as you come to consciousness, Isabel, you see that boat mama, Alicteria, basically comes up to you and slams this potion into your mouth. You get 9 points of healing.
Nice.
She comes up and she's like, please, drink up, you'll feel better. I promise, you'll feel better. And she's just kind of like rubbing your back as you come back from Little Bird, healing you up a bit, and Alicteria basically topping you off. Yeah, so now you have both boats alongside. Jerome is making sure he's alongside, and you see Latrell basically holding a cannon on the person who's driving the other ship, and they both eventually the person who's driving the other ship comes to a slow and stop and basically lowers his mass. He's no longer going at a quick rate. Jerome matches this. What would you like to do? There's still 2 bandits. One's in the crow's nest, or pirates. There's one in the crow's nest and one driving the helm.
I have my crossbow trained on the one in the crow's nest.
Okay.
Isabel is sitting up and training her longbow on the one on the helm.
Okay, perfect. So they're holding still. They're not moving. And they eventually, he slowly tries to, the one who's driving the pirate ship goes to the anchor slowly. He's not making sudden movements. He's just trying to make sure that he's anchored and he's not going anywhere, and he drops the anchor and he basically just gets on his knees. The other one moves from the mast. It's a lady. You see this lady pirate come down from the mast and join him, and she basically gets on her knees, and they're just waiting there. They're not really doing much at the moment.
If she gets down, then I will also get down.
Okay.
From our crow's nest and stow my heavy crossbow and pull out my hand crossbow.
Okay. Go ahead
Instead.
and do that.
And I will... Did she take her gun with her or leave it in the crow's nest?
It's up in the crow's nest.
Okay.
You don't see it on her yeah.
That's fine. I was going to remove it from her person, but
No,
I don't.
yeah. Doesn't have it on.
I'll just stand. I'm not going to go across. I'm just going to wait and see if somebody else goes across first.
Okay. So after a little bit, you see Alicteria switch positions with Jamero. I keep saying Jerome, but Jamero. Switch places with Jamero. Jamero goes on to the other side, and he speaks to both of them. We were called to basically intercept you, and you put up a good fight. I admire that, but we have captured you. Where are your gold, your spoils? What valuables do you have? And you just see both the lady and man right in front of them. They both look human. They don't speak up. They kind of just have their heads down in like defeat, not speaking up at the moment. While Jamero is kind of pacing back and forth in front of them. Is there anything that any of you would like to do at this moment?
Pick
I'm just going to go...
going-
no, go ahead.
Sure. Pick is going to start picking through the bodies.
Oh,
Jade is
I would like to
also
retrieve my
actually
bolts.
going to be picking through bodies.
Okay, go ahead and make, both of you can make investigation checks
Yes.
to see what you find on the bodies.
Do you do standard recovery of arrows and crossbow bolts rule where you can retrieve half of what you shot? Or do you do a roll? How do you usually do that?
You get half.
You get half? Great, keep it easy. Perfect. Okay. I would like to retrieve my bolts.
Got a 9 on that investigation.
Okay,
I
Jade,
got a
you're able to.
15.
Awesome, Jade. You're able to find. We'll say about 18 copper pieces, kind of hidden in, not very hidden. They just have it like on their loosely tied on their belts. They don't seem to have much of their money on them. You're able to find a little bit of fruit, some fresh fruit on them. You also see on one of the ones who, one of the pirate captains who were in charge. You get like you see this kind of substance that's wrapped up in wax paper, and you kind of like you mush it down, and it kind of just keeps its shape. But you essentially have like a handful of like wax paper goods, treats, something.
Right. She's gonna pop one of the fruits in her mouth right away while she's still kind of rifling through. And does she find any like person-specific items like a ring or a locket?
Yeah.
Like that?
With the check that you made, you're able to find like it's almost like a necklace made out of bone and like coconut shells. It doesn't seem like it's very valuable, but it's kind of carved out in maybe cultural significance. So it has like a maybe an iguana-ish look to it as a symbol, but it's not something of high value. You are able to find that.
She is absolutely going to pick it up and stash it in a little pouch.
Perfect.
That's
And
kind of
then
like hidden behind her.
Perfect. Alex, pick. So you were able to kind of get a better, more search onto these people or persons. You find about 5 gold. You find about 15 silver, and then on one of the pirate captain who kind of fell through the hole from patients shooting him down the bird's nest hole, you're able to find this small looking, like, it's a weird contraption. It looks like a metal pipe with a handle. It kind of smells sulfury as you hold it closer to your nose. It has this kind of burnt mineral substance to it. It's kind of strange. And then those are the things that you're able to find. You see Jamero still pacing back and forth in front of these these pirates, and he basically says, "While I appreciate your sacrifice to make sure that you get away safely and protect your shipmates, there are things that we must do in order. We are going to capture you. We're going to steal your loot, and the easier you make this for us, the easier we can get on our way. So, if you can just help me along with this will be a lot less painful for you. And, let's just say we can have our ship's cook give you a little something. I know you've been out to sea for, well, not quite long, but we can make your journey much better if you decide to work with us and cooperate with us." He's going to try and basically dual charisma here or there. His charisma is pretty high, but not high enough to kind of persuade them. He has like a +3 charisma. So they're not budging. He basically grabs one and grabs the other, and he picks them up and walks them across the plank. He looks at the new party members of the LSS Jumper. He's like, "Let's see if you maybe have what it takes to get something out of them. It's not seeming to work, and normally I'm intimidating enough." In front of, you see both this lady and man kind of topple onto each other as they are presented in front of you. You see Dorothy come up. He's like, "Oh, don't worry, I got this. I can interrogate all day. So, if you don't give us what we need, I'm gonna beat you up. You don't want to work beating you up. I'll eat your bones. I'll eat your bones right now. I'll eat it raw. I had to do this since 5 months. They kept me. I went crazy. One time I was held on this island. They kept me hostage. I had to eat the cellmate I was with. So I love them human bones. Give me them bones." And they're just like kind of freaking out. He's gonna try and make an intimidation check on him real quick. Unfortunately, he's not able to intimidate them. They just like see through his facade of bullshit stories as he's trying to intimidate them. Did you want to do something here, Sophie?
Yeah, Little Bird is gonna come up and she's going to do her big old hello, hello, and then she's gonna switch voices and say, "If you help me, I shall help you." And she doesn't really have much more to say after that, so she's just gonna see if that does anything.
Roll a
Can I back her up by just, as she says that, just pointing a crossbow at one of them's face? Directly in the face.
With that, you can
No
either
words,
make
just the crossbow.
Sophie, Little Bird can either make a persuasion check or an intimidation check.
Okay, both of them are the same, +3 for me. So... Okay, 14.
It's better than what the rest of your crew is making. So you hear the lady speak up, and she kind of has her hair down. You see it kind of matted. You can almost smell or see some of the sea salt kind of caked up on her hair. She doesn't seem to wash her hair very often. Pirate life is definitely her style. You see some nice leather stuff that she is currently wearing, but hair down in front of her. She's just like, fine, if you can do what he said, feed me, if you can give me a nice bath, if you can promise me that right now, I'll tell you where we have some gold hidden and maybe more, if you can promise me that. She
We're
looks.
friends
This
now,
is when
right?
she looks up at you, and she's kind of confused. Go ahead and make another performance check, just because you're trying to essentially
Okay,
convey a message.
performance? Is that what you said? Okay, that's another +3.
She doesn't get what you're getting after, but she's like, "Can we promise what I just said? I don't quite understand you." And she raises her hand up towards you slowly, and you see Dorthic "What you doing? What you doing?" He's about to swing at her, but she's just trying to just slowly raise her hand towards you, to kind of pirates on it, pirates, please. And you guys end up shaking hands. So she's like, okay. If you check under where we have a whole bunch of dates, like a barrel of dates, we have some gold hidden there. And she's kind of hiding something at the moment. Since you're with her, Vanny, you can make an insight check, and so can you, Sophie.
Okay.
18.
Okay.
Another +3. 9.
Okay, so Vanny, you can tell that she's holding back and she's looking at you subconsciously. She's kind of doing something like this, talking to Little Bird, and she's just and she just keeps looking at you and trying not to. It's almost like she's having a conversation in her own head and trying to kind of avoid you.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna inch that crossbow closer until the tip of the arrow is on her cheek.
All right. Go and roll 1d4. We'll see how much damage that does. Just
1d4? I'm not gonna stab her with it. I'm just when you go to get a piercing and they line up the needle. That's what I'm doing. I'm not stabbing her with it. It's the you should continue speaking or I will pull this trigger and you will no longer have a face.
Okay. So she's just yeah, okay. Fine. I also have my own tool. It's in the bird's nest. That's worth something too. And she seems generally sad, and her demeanor kind of goes a little bit more internal, and her shoulders and face droops a little bit more.
Cool. I will pull the crossbow away, walk across the ship, and climb up to the crow's nest.
So what you see in front of you as you go up towards the crow's nest, you see this kind of beautiful looking long musket. it has some mermaids on it, like etched, like finely etched. Kind of have you, if you ever seen like those specialty guns who basically have like these etchings, and it almost tells a story in itself. It has a mermaid on it. It has some like a little image of like a tsunami in a sense, and it shows on the other side. It kind of has more of this jungly look of coconut trees, palm trees, and such. So it's just this beautiful crafted weapon in front of you.
Is that the only thing that's in the crow's nest?
Yeah, it was tucked under essentially some like additional map leather. There's like a map up there, and it's covered with like a leather, but you're able to kind of reach under there and see this musket's pretty lengthy.
Is it too long for me?
Interesting.
I'm 2'8".
Yeah, it's
Like-
it's a little bit longer than it's a little bit longer than you. Mhm.
That's fine. I'm taking it anyway. I'll strap it to my amalgamation of weaponry because I have a lot.
Okay, perfect.
Then I will
So
climb back down, and then I will look over towards Isabel and just give her like a nod, like a let's go sort of nod that she's probably very used to, and head towards the cargo.
okay, so you go into their cargo hold, and the cargo hold isn't. Go ahead.
Before they go down into the cargo hold, Isabel will rise up on her tiptoes and kiss Jade on the cheek and cast Cure Wounds.
Oh.
Go.
Thank you.
For 3 points of healing.
Oh.
Perfect.
Thank you. Was there a reason for that?
You got hurt, that's why.
Oh. Thank you.
You're welcome.
And she's just very, like, confused, and then just kind of, like, pats her on the head.
Oh. Sasha's gonna headbutt her in the shin, and then head down to the cargo hold.
Okay, so Sasha headbutts you on the shin, and it's kind of like one of those cat headbutts where it kind of keeps bumping into you like it's nagging you, but you still feel the purrs under it, like the deep, heavy ligris purrs. So you head down to cargo hold with. Oh, go ahead, Jade.
She doesn't, like, stumble, but she's like, oh, okay, nice kitty. Nice kitty.
Go ahead and roll
She's
an
not
animal
going to try to
handling
pet the cat. Oh,
check. Yeah,
God.
roll animal handling check.
She's not trying to pet the cat.
I know, but you started paying attention to her, so now she's interested.
Oh, no.
Yeah, she's a cat.
Cat's gonna be cat. Perfect.
It's going to go so badly.
As your like nice cat, or however, she starts purring deeper, and then she starts splaying out her cat mittens and starts to kind of like. She kind of feels very comfortable around you, but you're not comfortable around her, and you just see the claws. They basically come out a little bit. Yep, and she kind of just does these little scratching motions towards you. It's supposed to be like a term of endearment, but you're just kind of like, it's uncomfortable. You just got these big old tiger claws coming in.
She just kind of steps away a little bit. Like, I really don't want those to touch me.
She ends up pinning you softly onto like a little wall and just starts kind of like trying to cuddle you. You're not about it. Anyway, so the three of you head down. You're left like that for a moment. You like don't know what to do. The three of you head down into the bottom decks of the pirate ship that you've been against, and looking around, you see that this supply place down here isn't very well kept. You see, there's not enough hammocks or sleeping places for all the pirates here, it looks like it's just like a ship that they've acquired or that they just don't take care of, and they don't mind like harsh living conditions. You kind of see some frayed hammocks. You only see like 3 or 4 barrels down there that are actually standing up. A couple of them are just like knocked over and not. It's poorly managed down there. There's a small smell of like rotting, you don't know, vegetable, fruit. It could be some sort of food substance down there. Not very appeasing. But you are down there, and in that space you do see like 3 or 4 barrels that are kind of off in one corner.
I am looking for a barrel of dates.
Okay. Make an investigation check to find some dates. Don't fail your date check. That'd be sad.
14? Did I fail my date
14.
check?
You got a date. So, it's Dates and Dragons, guys. D&D. So, you go ahead.
Hey.
Perfect. So, you scrounge around. You see this one kind of filled with jerky. That's not it. You go to this other one. You open the lid and you like smell it, and you're like, oh. You like try and like close it really quickly, and the smell wafts up again. You're just trying to hold your stuff together. You see this other barrel, and it's you lift it up, and it's kind of one of the more pleasant smelling ones. It has this kind of nutty, sweet, fruity kind of vibe to it. And it's a little bit dark in there. There's not much light, but what you're able to do is like open it. You kind of pick something out of there, and it feels squishy. It feels tender. And you can tell it's the date barrel.
Cool. I would like to find the gold in the date barrel.
Okay, so
that she described.
Right, so you kind of dig out through the date barrel. There's a whole bunch of dates on the floor now. There's no.
I'm throwing away all of the dates.
Yeah, you don't need them.
They're
it's
garbage.
2019, girl. Yeah, you don't need dates. So go ahead and you try and inspect it. Go ahead and this is another investigation, real quick. Go ahead and do another investigation check. Yeah, perfect. So you can. She basically said that it was underneath it and not inside the barrel. So after you like clear out the barrel, you're like, "What's this? What's going on?" I'm like, why is it not in here? And you're like tapping the
I get
sides.
really annoyed with myself as soon as I remember it, and I go, and then just tip it over.
So you go ahead and tip this barrel over. It just rolls end over end to the other side. It's just like it just like lands itself off to the other side of the place that you're on, and you see this kind of perfect kind of hole cut out underneath the barrel, and you're able to fit your arms underneath. It looks like you can fit your arms underneath and basically grab whatever's there. And it's like there's a chest right there.
Just there, on the open, totally visible.
Okay.
I check it for traps.
All right, another investigation for that trap check.
Seems cool.
Oh.
I reach down and grab it.
Reach down and grab it. Yeah, you reach down and grab it.
Reach down and grab it.
And you put your hands on it. You go to lift it, and you hear the shifting of weight. You hear ch-ch, but it's the chest, and you just lift it outside of the hole, and you just bring it out. I can't give you guys what you want.
It is the bell.
I
I turn around and I'm like holding it, and I look at her like, "Look what I found."
Just takes the chest.
Okay, so you're able to
Wait,
grab
is
onto
it
this.
locked? I meant to ask if it's locked. I have to use tools, so
Yeah, it's locked.
it's locked.
You want to open it here?
Yeah,
Yeah?
let's do it.
Yeah? Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's do it. I'm gonna open it here.
Okay. It's currently locked, so is there a way that you're going to try and open it?
I have thieves' tools thanks to my background. I don't play rogues. What do I do?
Since you have
Sleight of hand.
sleight of hand plus proficiency, you get to add your proficiency modifier to it
Okay.
on top of your sleight of hand. I think that's how these tools work.
you.
I'm pretty sure.
Mm-hmm.
Is it proficiency or dex?
It's so Dex is the modifier you use for your sleight of hand.
Oh,
But
and then I
you
just get to add my proficiency.
Correct, because you have these tools.
Okay, I got you.
If you're
Oh, well, that's
proficient
a 25.
Nice.
Yeah. Okay.
Just
okay.
straight up
So
just-
oh shit! My computer. Okay. So you straight up like unlock it, and as you unlock it, you see this like little. You dig in there and you kind of feel it widgeting.
Open it
There's not much light
facing away
light
from
down
us.
here. You open it. What?
Facing away from us.
Okay. So you open
in
it
case there's
facing
like
away.
a poison or something, facing away from us.
Sure. So you spring the lock open. You can hear the click, and you open it, and you just hear a. And go ahead and the people who are down there, go ahead and make Constitution saving throws.
Two natural 20s in a row, you guys.
Nice.
Nice.
2 in a row.
I rolled a
2 in a row. 2 in a row.
That's 13.
This is the only time I will ever roll well in this entire campaign.
Perfect. Okay, so you guys are all able to pass this challenge. So you see this kind of like almost flash pattern kick up as you open it. It's away from you, but since you're in an enclosed room and there's no light source, your eyes aren't able to really adjust. So essentially, you just see this like blinding kind of bright light powder just emanate from the chest. It's just like, "Spow!" And then you close your eyes very quickly and like turn away from it as you see this like object of like this little tiny red, almost like tiny little firecracker like spin up into the air, and before it blows up, you guys all turn away as bright light emanates from inside that hole. People who are outside of the this lower decks, you folks see this like white light emanate out of this stair hole. This like you just see this light shoot out, and you heard this bang, and essentially all three of you guys pass your checks. You guys open your eyes and like you kind of flutter your eyes for a moment as you look around. Your ears kind of hurt, but none of you are going to take any sort of impact to your perception checks, essentially, as you guys all passed that check. So, yeah, you see the chest right in front of you. You see like a little hole or divot, a little slot that seems to be where this trap came out of. But other than that, around that area, you do see gold pieces around there.
Anything else or just gold?
Just gold. You definitely just see gold there.
Okay. She didn't lie.
Kind of
Still
feel
taking
bad
the
for
gun.
her.
She shot at you.
Yeah, but for this?
I think it's more for this. I point at the gun.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the dates.
She mentioned it. I just close it. Come on.
Isabel picks it off the floor, eats it, and follows.
Okay. Make an investigation check to see if you grab a date that's like not spoiled by whatever else is around there, because she threw the dates everywhere, so you're gonna see if you like pick the.
It's just like this halfling, like in a barrel. You can't even see her. There are dates above her head, and it's like comical dates everywhere, like just everywhere is what that looks like.
Delicious date.
And then
Nothing
I threw
happens.
the barrel.
Oh my god.
I rolled a
Granny,
15.
we get it. Granny, we get it. You're swimming in dates. We got you. It was never an issue.
So dateable. So dateable.
That's the episode name. So dateable. Perfect. Let me just write that down real quick. So. Oh man, I'm terrible. Wait, is that how you spell data? I don't know how to spell datable. There's been too much computer science happening in my life. I see data and not. Oh god, I'll get to it later. Anyway,
We'll get there.
yeah.
I
Alex,
have to
what are you
say
doing?
I don't envy you, Michael.
No, please, no. Never do this. So, what you three are making it back. You ate a date, Isabel. It's delicious. It tastes great. Actually, really well done. And you taste like a tiny bit of like nutmeg. Like it was whoever made this batch of dates or like decided to store it definitely kind of knew what to add to this small little mixture of what they got going on. So you guys head up to the main deck of the pirate ship that you guys have just stopped. You folks just stopped. What would you folks like to do? The two pirates that you had are being detained by Dorthric. He basically brought them down into the lower decks of your ship, and the other ship is still kind of sailing there. Not sailing; it's anchored. That you folks are on right now.
Pick is feeding the prisoners.
Okay, you're feeding them with Ralnor?
Yeah, just kind of, we took your ship, eh? I guess the worst we could do is a little hospitality, eh? And so as he's making food for everyone else, he's also gonna whip up some food for the prisoners and serve them.
Okay. So, Ralnor basically is now chopping up some. You after the battle is done, he kind of breaks out. He's like, "Oh man, this calls for a celebration. We got through our first battle as a new crew. I'm gonna do something what Alingteria taught me. Boat Mama has some of the best recipes. It's called fruit salad. It's gonna be amazing." And you see him like chopping up all these fruits. He gets a little thing of condensed milk and like throws it in a big bowl. You see him like shave off coconut shavings into this big old bowl. Whatever you would like to add, Pick, you can go ahead and do that. And it's basically like this cool dish. It's not a hot dish, but a cool dish. And he passes it around, you guys, to everyone who's there, including the prisoners. Prisoners have some. He gives them some water. He's like, "Hey, I know the seas can be rough, and you don't. As pirates, I've told so many pirates, they don't know how to enjoy fruits. They know how to enjoy fresh fruits. They don't take care of themselves. You see the scurvy. It's so sad. I dated this one pirate lady once, and her boyfriend. It was an amazing experience, but I basically had to educate them on fruits. It was the saddest thing. And so, giving both of them,
I like how he's saying this to a sad pirate lady right now. That's the best part.
Yeah, you don't know, hanging up on him, or that's just generally his character. And Pick, you're right there with him, basically giving these pirates some water and stuff. He goes up to the main decks and essentially sets this on the little table that you guys have on the main decks. You see Jamero up there. He's like, "Congratulations on succeeding on our first pirate battle. Some of us went down, but I appreciate everything that you've done. There's some things that need to be brought up. Well, what we need to decide what we're going to do with the other ship. We can either leave it here, we could set it ablaze, we can... there's so many options we can essentially do, but I want to kind of ask the crew about this. And the second order of business is tomorrow morning. I've talked to the other crewmates, and some of you are new here, and I think I'm going to take Dekas Koof's suggestion of becoming the captain of the ship, if there's no objections. Been wanting to kind of take this position for a while now, and feeling more comfortable around you and my crew. I'd love to have the honor of being your captain.
I would also like you as our captain, but do we know that all of the valuables are off of the other ship?
Yeah, Little Bird takes out a piece of paper and says, I'd like to search some more.
Okay.
Then we can set
Jamaro
it on fire. I do not care.
Jamaro says, "Curious, little bird. I do enjoy that. Let's do this. We could spend the night right here, anchored. We can all inspect the ship. We can check if it has anything else. But in the morning we could set sail and let's just. We don't want other pirates in this area. Aine, how far are we from the Taffy Islands?" And Aine comes up, and she's like, and she like adjusts her glasses, and she pulls out her map. She's like, we're about. It looks like, if my calculations are correct, okay, so we're like 200, maybe 100. Not. Be more specific. Be more specific. So we're 180 nautical miles away from the Taffy Islands. And we know that there's always pirate ships around there, so my suggestion is we don't stay here long, but we might be able to spare a day. And she gets clear and concise once she like gathers herself. And Jamaro basically says, "Yeah, with that decision, I think it's probably best to burn the ship as we leave tomorrow morning. If that's something that we'd like to do, take a day to rest before we set sail back to Egerstein, if that works for everyone here."
Oh, yeah, we're not going to be giving the ship back. Eh?
So many people answered at once. Alex, you said that you don't want to be, you don't want to essentially give the ship back to them. Or
No, Pick was going. No, Pick was asking. Oh, we're not going to give the ship back. Yeah, we're going to be. What about them downstairs? Eh? They're going to be our guests for a while.
Well, I think so. They have nowhere to go. They need to follow us. So we're going to take them back to Egerstein, and we'll see what the Arcane River wants to do with them.
Out of character question, is there a brig?
Yeah, there's a brig on your ship. It's essentially the lowest deck of your ship, and it's not very well outfitted at the moment. You may want to upgrade it at some point, upgrade the brig. With the two of them there, and if you have a watch, it's probably the best way to have this be done, because it's a wooden brig. It's not a brig with like fortified steel and bars. So it's kind of like a standard wooden brig, but the brig is the wood there is pretty strong and sturdy. It's just more peace of mind not leaving it them there unsupervised. And whoever's
I would like
the watch
to count the
bill.
gold in the chest at the table.
Perfect. Okay, so
while everybody's talking, I mean.
Okay, so you take some time, you count all the gold there, and you see about 250 gold pieces as you keep sorting them all out. Jamaro basically says, you bring up the brig. It's like, your character basically says, do we have a brig? And Jamaro says, yes, we do. We'll probably have to stay and watch on them, and another watch on the bird's nest up there, but we have our watch bill coordinator. She can basically make sure that we have this proper watches set, and we can carry on that way. So, is there anything that you folks want to do? Over time, he basically starts describing some of the administrative things that needs to be done, taking the names of your prisoners, feeding watches, that type of stuff, and basically dismiss you for the evening. So you've over time, you folks can kind of do what you'd like for this day or evening. as you wait for the next day to kind of roll around.
The little bird would like to go search, like, the captain's quarters area, like wherever that would be on the other ship.
Okay. Go ahead and make an investigation check at the captain's quarters area.
Okay, that is +2. Ooh,
All right,
lovely.
20.
That's a dirty 20.
All right, looking around, and eventually lighting a couple candles inside of the captain's basically quarters. You take some time looking through some of the books, looking at the desk, looking at various other components around there, and this one piece of paper kind of intrigues you. You look at it, and it has kind of like dates and names of ships and trade routes, and it tells you the ones that are more recent that are going to be happening. And they have one ship that's currently underlined with a time, and it's basically 2 weeks out from now, and it says the Pestilaria. The Pestilaria is supposed to be a trading ship, and it's going to be taking off from Hancha to Steel Beach. And that's the ship they were going to essentially be raiding and trying to take the gold from.
Okay. And awesome. Does she find anything shiny?
Inside of there, yes, she definitely does. You see a couple precious coins. They're a combination of gold and silver coin, and they look special. There's about 3 different coins in there, and they're all unique. One of them has some sort of animal emblem on them, and you take a look at it, and it's not an animal that you are familiar with. Another one has a couple like feathers in the middle, like 3 feathers that are kind of intertwined. Not intertwined, but like one feather here, another feather here across, and one that's up top, and it looks like almost like an asterisk of feathers. And then the other one has this look of basically just like a nautical arrow or nautical compass on it, and that's another coin. These are like specialty coins that are kind of hidden away that he has. So
she will put those in pouches. She has many pouches, and she finds a pouch with some spare space and pops them in there.
Yeah, go and write those. Make sure you annotate on your character sheet that you have like 3 special these coins on there.
Awesome.
Yep. And then we'll let you investigate in there for a little bit further. Any other folks here? Is there anything you guys would like? Anything you folks would like to do while you are essentially not moored, but anchored for the night?
Jade would like to do a quick pass of the crew quarters, just hammocks or wherever they've been sleeping, cramming themselves, just to see if she can find any interesting personal effects.
Okay.
Not necessarily coin, but...
Right.
Okay. What should I roll for that?
Yeah, this is going to be another investigation just to check this a little bit.
All right.
This crew's sleeping area.
Oh, yes! Dirty 20.
Nice.
Dirty 20? I've never heard that before. Okay.
20, that's not a
Really?
natural
That's
20.
great. An unnatural 20.
It's one of my
It's
favorites.
also known as a dirty 20.
I had it, that reminds me of my 20s in the Navy. Dirty 20.
Dirty 20?
Anyway, with your dirty 20, you see some personal affects around. you see a small doll that has like a pirate motif about it, and it also has this little cloth that it's like a cloth strip that's almost supposed to look like a pirate eye patch on it. It's just like this cute little thing done. You can kind of tell that it's made possibly by a child. You see another personal affect. It's basically a straight razor, but it's a very elegant looking, nice straight razor. And on the straight razor, it has like a monkey of sorts, like crawling across the straight razor. So you're able to find those two things. Digging around a little bit more, you just find like small little treats here or there that each crew member kind of likes enjoying. You see one that's almost like a coconut candy one. You see this other one that it has a tart taste to it. It's almost like a lemon droppy, as a way for them to like kind of get their citrus as they're going off on voyage.
All right. She is going to take the doll and put it into the same little pouch that she put the necklace in earlier. She's going to leave the straight razor behind and gather up as many little candies as she can find and just kind of stuff them in a pocket.
Perfect. So you go
and
ahead
then she's going to head back to the jumper and go to sleep.
All right. So you go back to the jumper. In some time, you go to sleep. That was
she needs a heckin' long rest.
Yes, you do. So Pigeon, not Jesus. Pigeon is my other campaign. Not Pigeon. Little Bird. Now I'm going to start messing that up. Little Bird.
Oh, no.
Is that all you'd like to do? Was investigate those quarters?
I mean, is there any other like
official
I don't
kind
know.
of other rooms?
Yeah, I just want to look at. She wants to make sure that she's got everything and like kind of feeling around. Actually, she's gonna cast Detect Magic.
Okay. Yeah. Detect magic. Okay. None in your current area, as you're like
she's gonna
walking.
wander around with Detect Magic up.
Okay. As you walk around with Detect Magic up, go ahead and make a perception check for me.
Okay.
And then, Pepper, is there anything that you would like to do while the ships are anchored for the night?
No, not that I can think of.
Gotcha. Perfect. All right. So with that too, it takes you a little bit more.
Three.
That's 3. Plus 5. It takes you about until nighttime where everyone's bedding down. You're just like a cute little bird in the night, like a little bird just bumbling around the other ship. People who are like already taking watches and looking out, they just see you bumbling around and like you pop your head out of this one place and like kind of look around. You pop your head down and you go to this other area on the ship. You go open another door and close it. And people just hear like you just basically just maneuvering around the other ship.
She's not being quiet. She's just kind of like knocking on walls, opening drawers, anything.
Perfect. Yeah. So after about 3-4 hours, you kind of give up. You walk the plank onto the other side of your ship, and you feel something. There's a ping of like some sort of magical energy. Patience, what are you currently doing?
I am in the crow's nest for most of the evening, hanging out, watching, but I will spend some of my evening snuggling with Sasha.
Okay. So you spend some nights snuggling with Sasha. However, on your watch,
Big kitten.
little bird, since Patience is in the crow's nest, you feel something above you, and you look up, and you just see Patience kind of like standing watch at the moment.
And is that where my ping came from?
Mm-hmm.
She kind of looks up and squawks, and then keeps wandering. Or
Okay.
actually, she's gonna she'll crawl up there, climb up there.
Okay.
She's
Is it dark when she does?
Yeah, it is.
oh
And it's pretty pitch dark, and she's dark in herself. So. Yeah.
But she squawked first. Okay, so if she squawked, then I would have like peered over and like seen her start coming up. So I will not pull a crossbow on her.
Perfect.
and
Oh god, friendly fire already, guys.
her way up there, and pull out, what?
No, go ahead. I said alrighty.
Oh, sorry. And then she's gonna pull out her little piece of paper and say, "Do you have something magic?" and hold it up.
Okay. You see her pop up this sign. It's dark out, so you can't really see the sign. You do write the sign. So you just have the sign, and it's just like held up. You know she's holding a sign. It's dark.
Is it like what's the moon? How bright is the moon? Can I read it, or like do I need to get a torch out and light it?
If she can't read it, then she'll pop out a little light cantrip and just be like,
Oh, perfect. Okay, so you can read it.
Okay.
Now it says, yada yada yada.
And then like read it. None of my things that I may or may not have sewn into any of my armor are classified as magical, are they? No? Okay. Just making sure. So then I could reasonably assume and just like grab the gun that I have like tucked under my with all my pile of stuff and like hold it up.
Yeah, you're definitely telling that's where the magic source is coming from, little bird.
What is it?
Do I have any words for this?
I don't know.
I'm looking.
So, as this is happening, let's see. Isabel, let's get a survival.
Communicate with a halfling who doesn't like to talk. We are at an impasse.
Perfect. Isabel, let's have a survival check from you as this is transpiring.
Is Isabel within like sight of me at least?
21.
So, off in the distance, you kind of see this like bright kind of flash of light on a dark sky. It's super far away. It's almost like if you've ever seen that outside of like a nightclub, like from far away, you kind of just see like a light here or two like flashing, but it looks like that out in the ocean. You just see that happen, and then after after a minute or so, you hear.
Do we see that from the crow's nest too?
You guys are basically paying attention and like light brighting your eyes, so now.
I'm blinded.
But
Do I have any idea what I just saw?
With that rule, yes, you would know that you've been out as a hunter or as a ranger for a while, so you know that it's possibly an incoming storm.
I will find the captain. Let him know.
Okay. Before you let the captain know, Patience and Little Bird, were you able to kind of communicate with each other about this?
We basically
pointing frantically at the word magic and then at the gun.
I understand what the word magic means. I get it. What is it? What does it do? Magic is so many things. This is more words than I've spoken in weeks. And I'm gonna climb down. I'm gonna climb down and go find it. Muttering something. Can't even speak words. I gotta get her a book or something. Jeez, like muttering to myself the whole way.
Alright, so you just like.
And then go in for my Sasha snuggles. And Sasha's not there because she's with Isabel. Everything is ruined.
So as you try and find a place to kind of tuck away for a second,
I would like to like sit with the gun. That's my plan. Is really to like go find a corner and like sit with the gun and like focus on it. I guess, even though it's too big for me. But you know, we'll sit with it and see what happens.
Okay. So you go and sit with it. You speak.
Study the little engravings.
It's finely crafted. It looks beautiful. It's almost like a story has been told onto the hilt and the area where the flintlock kind of basically slams down into the chamber. It looks really extravagant. The flintlock area almost looks like a part of the mermaid's tail. They kind of designed it to make it look like really nice and sweet. Isabella, you tell Jamero this information, and Jamero's like, okay, you sure you saw what you sure it was a storm that you saw?
Yes, I'm sure.
Let's get Aine. Let's point her in the direction you saw the storm or the lightning that you've possibly saw. And he leads you up to where the captain's helm is. He leads you up to the helm, and Aine produces a little lantern, a little light, flicks it on above the work area that you folks are at, and she looks towards she gets her little spyglass and looks towards the storm, and she sees that the storm is possibly heading in towards you folks, and it's a pretty bad storm that she sees, and she like slams down her spyglass. She's like, we need to get out of here, and we need to get out of here now. That's a huge storm coming in, and we need to make sure that we can possibly dodge it or get out the most rough part of it, and we need to head west fast now. And so you hear Jamero, everyone on board, you hear the bosun's pipe go off, and Aling Terra like shakes awake, and various other crew members shake awake, and then they're like, oh, fuck, that's the storm. That's the storm call. And like they basically all know that this bosun pipe that Jamero basically just piped down is that it was basically saying like prepare for a storm. So you see all the crew members like take their positions, start unfurling down the mast. You attach from the other ship, and Jamero says, basically that ship is probably gonna get tossed off and about and crash down in the storm. We need not worry about it. We just need to head off now. And so I will need, let's see. We're gonna make everyone do initiative checks for the storm. So go ahead and make your rolls.
Poor Jake.
Before I head up,
sleep.
I'm reattaching that gun to my back.
Okay.
Like
do that.
snug.
Your initiative rolls. I'm gonna use the restroom really quickly. Sorry, folks. I have a small bladder. This happens.
That's okay.
I'll be right back.
Oh man. 8.
Oh, ouch.
19.
Nice.
Oh, and Little Bird at this point is squawking to herself quietly and has climbed down from the crow's nest. She is exasperated.
I imagine that they both sounded exactly the same, except one speaking in halfling and one just squawking. Like that's.
Yeah.
How tall is she? Is she about my height too?
Oh, no, she's a little taller. She's like 4'8" or something.
Oh, so she's like twice my height almost.
Yeah.
I
Sitting here, like, looking up at this bird. What are you trying to say?
Magic gun! Magic gun!
I can imagine Pick just watching them just being like, whoa, this is some weird shit I've been smoking, man.
Oh boy.
All right, back, y'all. Can you all hear me?
Yes.
We can.
Perfect. All right. So let me see here. So we'll do the initiative rolls here, and this is an encounter without any of these NPC people here. Let's do encounters, and new, and yes, new. New.
Do I hear a princess? A princess.
Oh wow.
Kitty!
My cat.
We found a
Oh,
cat.
okay. Here we go. Storm at sea. Storm at sea. Perfect. And then select that. Let's do this. Let's do that. Storm at sea. And we need initiative rolls from everyone, which I believe you all done. I need to delete these things. And music rounds. And delete all these. No, delete. There's no bandits. Perfect. Okay. Wow, this thing has turn things once. Okay. Don't know how to use that. But anyway, I'll get to that this week because I don't have any more finals or school for the summer. My first break in a very, very long time.
Hooray.
Yeah. It was in the military, get out. I was already in school, be in school, just haven't stopped. All right. Jade, you got a 12. So Isabel, 22, right? Patience, 18.
Yes.
Got it. Jade,
And
a 12.
12.
Pick.
Yep.
An 8.
Little
Rip.
Bird is a 19. I will
Little Bird is a 19.
get her put in there officially very soon,
All
I
right,
promise.
so remember that you're after Isabel, but before Patience. So if
Sounds
that
good.
comes up, please let me know. Alrighty, so let's see here. Storm is coming in. You guys have a round to essentially do what you need to do. You see that Jamero basically has taken the helm. You see that Latrell and Dorothic raise the anchor. It's coming in quickly. You hear Mama Boats essentially just yelling out commands to like, "Oi, unfurl the main mast. Okay, you go over there, handle that line, handle that mast over there, handle the other sail over here." And she's like basically pointing to everyone to kind of take your positions as a storm is coming in. And let's see here. We have a couple positions here. We're going to have one position up in front. It's going to be essentially helping the Jamero navigate the sea, so you can kind of tell him where to like stir the ship. That's going to be up in front. And the other positions are going to be essentially all mass work. So we'll have we have how many people here today? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we need one person up in front who's going to be like the main watch. You're coming off of the whoever watch was on the bird's nest. You probably want to come down for this because it's going to get real shaky and you don't want to be on top there.
We
So
both came down anyway because we were
Yeah, we both came
frustrated.
perfect. So we need one watch up in front to help the captain kind of navigate, and then we need the 4 other people. You folks are going to be essentially in charge of pulling the mast when you need to, and trying to like help the captain navigate the ship. So it's all you guys are all coming together. You folks are all coming together. So who would like to take the watch up in front essentially to help? We have a whole bunch of head nods here. We'll make
Little Bird will like look around and be like,
Okay.
like point at herself and be like, "Rah!"
what would probably you, Little Bird? You're going in front.
Well, she's kind of like looking around, like if anyone who wants to talk can
No.
go do that. But I'm not strong enough to do this. She's trying to convey that with body language.
Got it. Yeah, you're able to kind of like you grab on one of the lines and you like tug on it, and you look like small and frail and doesn't seem to go. And Mama Bush just says, "Hey, Little Bird, just go up front. Just tell us where to go, okay? Just go up front. You'll be fine. Just tell us to look out for the big waves to steer against or away from it, okay?" And she gives you like
Okay.
a thumbs up. Yep, perfect. So she's like, "Yeah, just like that. Just like that." So wait, you're going to have to tell us, left rudder, left hard rudder, right rudder, and right hard rudder.
Left
So
rudder, left hard rudder, right rudder, right hard rudder.
Perfect. That's it. That's all you have to do. So she sends you up front. And then the other 4 of you positions are going to be essentially taking a rope to kind of help control the sails as the storms are coming in. Alrighty, so with our initiative here, it's going to be... And then we're going to have the captain be at the top of this. So the storm is starting to come in, and you hear like the rumbling of the thunder and the lightning, and the rumbling of the thunder kind of hits your chest. You can kind of feel the deep rolling thunder of it. It's like, and it passes through your body. You kind of feel like this deep thunder. There's some excitement in the air as you see Dorothic like, oh yeah, I love riding through the storms. You know, I feel like a bigger man. I feel like
He's
a
so
bigger man
hyped
after
all the
going out
time.
storms. Yeah,
He's just
nothing makes me
hyped
feel
always.
like great.
This is always at a 12.
Yeah, he's always at 12.
I love it. It's great.
You know, I survived one day. I was, 1 week. It was actually a week, not a day. It was a week full of storms, and we weathered it. If we can weather those storms, we can weather this storm. I tell you, we can do it. I believe in all of us.
Inside check.
Okay, go ahead and make an insight check.
24.
Nice.
He seems very compelling, and you almost believe him for a second. And you see Jamero at the helm of the ship, basically just like shaking his head, like nothing great for you. Like he's fibbing, he's lying, and Jamero's just like holding his face and just like trying to focus on steering. Alrighty, so we have Jamero is basically saying, okay, we need everyone to we need everyone to let the sails down and hold on to it, because we might need to shift that here in a second, but we need to get as much speed as we can to get away from this storm. All right, so let the sail down on my mark. And he basically just says, no. And so I need all of you to make athletic checks right now who are
boy.
on mass duty.
Which I think is everyone but Little Bird.
You guys remember how
Yes.
early I rolled 2 nat 20s in a row?
Oh dear.
I rolled a 1.
Oh
My strength is
no.
-1.
Oh no.
no!
Big ol' 0.
Ready?
Good
Alright.
athletic check, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
There's no way I can change that to acrobatics somehow, is there?
Which,
Hey!
wait, did Jade get a chance to have her long rest?
No, not at this moment.
Shit. Okay. Well, that means she's rolling at disadvantage. So she gets a 9.
You have another rage
Oh.
in you?
Off.
Huh?
You have another rage in you?
I mean, yes, technically. But she's also at a point of exhaustion, hence the disadvantage.
It helps you get leg checks, so it's just gonna be a normal roll if you rage.
True, but I don't
But
think
you also have
rage works like that.
Yeah, that's every time.
So never mind.
I would have to either deal damage to a foe or take damage.
Yeah, okay.
Bite your tongue, you're fine.
Alrighty, so, Vanny, Patience, this is where we'll get soon into your acrobatics check, because you're going to be able to do it like you want to.
Sweet.
Right?
I'm so excited.
Yeah. So everyone's holding, the mast comes down and it unfurls, and right at that moment, a big gust of wind hits, and you folks all pull onto the rope. And at that moment, you quickly secure your lines. You kind of didn't get this key, Patience, as the other folks did, and so you didn't quickly wrap around the little jut out when you're supposed to. And right as everyone else is doing this, you're kind of standing there, like holding your own, and a big gust of wind, like basically kicks up, and you just get launched, holding onto the rope though. So now I need you to make the acrobatics check you would like to roll from earlier.
That's a 13.
Okay, 13. So you get yanked up with this other rope, and you're basically airborne. You're like, and you just like up in the air for a moment, and you're able to see another rope as you're flying towards it that's taut at the moment. You're able to grab onto it and then shimmy yourself down and jump down and like land before you get basically like thrown off the ship from this like holding down the mast, the rope that held the mast the wrong way. So
Sweet.
and you hear Boat Mama say, "You can't give up now. Hold on tight. This is we're not even at the worst of it now. You pay attention." And she's basically just like,
I will glare at her with all of my 2'8", like 35-pound self.
she's just like, "What's wrong with you, huh? Don't pay attention to me. Pay attention to the mess." And so you're just holding on to the mast currently.
with that, for dear life.
Yeah, and then you eventually tie off to where you needed to. So eventually, with all those successful checks, you're able to kind of pass a big majority of the storm. It's about an hour into this kind of voyage, and since you're able to tie off quickly and do what you need to, you pick up a lot of speed getting out of most of the storm's way. However, eventually the storm is going to start coming into where the rest of you are, or the boat. It's coming into the boat. So the storm comes into the boat, and you hear Boat Mama say, "Okay, we need you to make the mast go up again. You need to secure the mast. It needs to go away now. The winds are kicking up even harder. Okay, so I need everybody to go ahead and tie it up now." And so she basically tells everyone, like, tie it up, get it out so that the big winds don't knock your ship over. Everyone go ahead and make another athletics check.
I rolled a third natural 20, but it's a -1.
Hey, that's better than anything.
So it's better than a 0.
Yeah. So
I'm just gonna
another
get all these crypts out tonight so that I never happen again.
another round, mostly
So-
successful checks.
Jade rolled an 8 because she's at disadvantage.
Okay, so Jade, you feel the tension of the rope kind of pull up on you, and you're kind of airborne for a second. Go ahead and make acrobatics to see if you can like land or go down in a safe manner.
Acrobatics,
Mm-hmm.
which I also will be at disadvantage. So
Good enough.
she gets an 11.
11. Yeah, I see that. So you basically launch up for a second, and as you're up in the air, you're able to essentially come down. The ship is coming down to meet you as you're airborne and coming back down. It's coming to meet you, and you're able to compensate for that and kind of like let your knees not lock up before you hit the deck, and so you're able to land down kind of safely. However, you will take only where are my rolls here? Hello? You'll take 1 point of damage as you do still slam into the deck. Now you hear Jamero go, okay, little bird, what do you see out there? Which way do we need to go? And go ahead and make either a survival or perception check to see which way you need to tell Jamero to steer through these waves.
Okay, let's make a survival +5.
Mm-hmm. Go for
15.
it. Nice. So
15.
you see that the waves are kind of trying to. You see a big wave coming into you, but it seems good enough for the ship to kind of drive through it instead of going away from it. So you basically know that you have to tell the captain to do a hard right rudder.
Okay, so she recites right hard rudder.
And he's like, okay, hard right rudder. And you see him like turning the wheel frantically. Everyone who's looking at him, as you guys are like holding the mast and trying to make sure you're paying attention to Boat Mama as she's right there in front of you. and you see Jamera behind her, and you're all waiting for cues. You see Jamera just kind of tightening down onto this huge helm, and you see the wheels spinning, and it's just and you see the wheels spinning, and you guys are riding right towards the wave. I need everyone to make either athletics or acrobatics check to see if you can kind of hold on to something as you're doing a hard right rudder turn into a wave and about to smack into a wave.
Okay, 9 for Jade.
Okay.
10 for
7
Little
for
Bird.
Pick.
Okay.
6
for Isabel.
patience.
Oh, my other roll was a nat 20. Damn the disadvantage.
That's very
I was
sad.
really hoping you wouldn't do that.
You'll love to see it, folks.
Because
Okay.
she's still got a point of exhaustion because she hasn't been able to sleep yet.
So a bunch of you get battered and knocked around during this this run into the wave. You feel the ship go airborne for a second, like that feeling of butterflies in your stomach lifts up as if you've been in a roller coaster. You kind of feel that like weightlessness for a second, and you look at each other and you're like, oh, and you hear Dorothy going, oh, this is a big one. It's just like going up, and then as you slam down, the whole ship and the weight, your own weight, and you feel the ship's weight kind of slam down. You all are going to, not all, but the people who failed the check, so it's going to be Patience, Jade, and Pick. You're going to take 3 points of damage as you like slam down onto the deck as the ship like lands down. All right. I almost said Pigeon again. Little Bird, go ahead and do another survival or perception check here. This is going to be hard.
Okay.
There's so many birds in my camp.
Okay, so this
All
is another
birds.
+5. Ooh.
3.
That's an
Okay.
8 total.
8. Okay. So you can't really tell which way to go towards the this big wave coming or go away from it. But since it worked in the favor to go against it, you decide to do it again. And so you basically just say right rudder, and you see Jamero turning the rudder into this next wave coming up. Doing so, you folks all hit this big wave again. I need checks from the whole party essentially to see if you're right.
Strength checks or acrobat or athletics?
It's acrobatics or athletics, just like before.
Ooh.
Ooh, okay.
21
Dirty
this time.
Again!
Another one.
Oh.
Why? Why is
Yay!
why does that
6
All
for
right.
me.
How to make the barbarian never use frenzy again.
Okay.
Yeah,
So,
apparently.
so essentially, let's see here. Isabel.
She just got really pissed.
Isabel and Pick, I think, is all I see right now. So Isabel and Pick, you guys get slammed down. You take another 1d4, and then I need y'all to make a similar check again. As you hit the wave right on, and you see like this wall of water kind of push against all of you. Folks.
Wait, so did we all got 2 points of damage?
Just you.
Or who?
Just you, Pick, and Isabel. Wait, I see
Okay.
Pick and Isabel. Everyone else looks okay. Yeah.
Okay. So what's next?
So you see this like huge wave of water come in, and I need another athletics or acrobatics for the folks who took this damage. So just 2 from the 2 who are
14.
14.
30 times.
You passed the check, so you didn't have to roll for that one.
Oh,
Well, that's
what?
Okay.
I mean, it's
Hey.
just fun.
People are making their
I
checks.
mean-
So
darling, you passed. You need to roll.
yeah,
Oh.
you passed from last time. You're good.
Okay.
So, this wall of water hits Pick and Isabel, and you feel yourselves like lift off of the ship under like this other wall of water. You get slammed onto like the right. You get slammed onto the wall that's right underneath Alinteria, Boat Mama, and she sees you guys wash up on there, and you just like hold yourselves. You're like, oh god. All right, you are now. You can tell that Aine essentially is like, okay, we're almost out of the thick of it. We're 70% through it. We're basically at this tail end. It gets easier from here. Okay, so Little Bird, just pay attention out there. All right, we're almost out of it. I need one more roll from you.
Okay. Another
Get out of the storm.
11.
Okay, so 11. Luckily, you're out of the biggest part of the storm, and you see a parting of the waves that you can kind of ride through. You essentially say left hard rudder. You think it's a left hard rudder kind of command, but it's a left rudder. So you're basically going to kind of ride one wave like a small little ramp, and then hit down. Let's do one more athletics or acrobatics for the whole crew again. And this time the saving throw is not as high because we are almost out of the storm.
18.
18, okay, that's good.
16.
Perfect. Ooh, okay.
Thank God.
Hey, 22!
Oh. No, but it dropped
Thank
another
God.
20. You have rolled
And a
4
natural 20!
And it's dropped.
And it just keeps not giving it to me.
I know.
But at least this time, I didn't die.
I mean, that's true. I'm just saying it's
Literally.
really wild.
I had 1 hit point left.
Oh my god.
Let Jade go to sleep.
So, on that note, as you're like holding on to the side of the ship and this water's hitting you, and you're feeling your body get more exhausted, the cold is like rattling your bones. You're kind of like shivering there for a second. You're spitting out some seawater, and you just feel like you're gonna throw up, just being nauseous from being tired. And Little Bird, being up front, you can kind of tell that the waves start getting smaller and the storm has passed by around you, and Aine speaks up. She's like, we're out of the worst of it. Okay, it should be smooth sailing from here. We have a nice backwind. I need everyone to let the just try and get most out of this storm. We need full mast again, everyone. And she says that to Boat Mama. Boat Mama's like, okay, everyone, hurry up. Okay, full mast. We're out of it. We can go to sleep now. We're going to be done. Ralenor, go ahead and make some food, okay? We're all tired here. We're all fighting all these people. And then Dorthic's like, I can't wait for this good meal. We just got out of the storm. We fought some pirates. It's a good day. We can get some rest. It's amazing. It's another great story. It's another great story. The yellows are jumping. And he's high. He's still high. He has like all his water on him. He's just having a good time. He's highly motivated. And Ralenor goes downstairs and starts making up a dish. You kind of hear him break out the big cauldron and basically just like start making a big soupy meal. You guys are out of the big, huge storm here, and the Jamero basically goes up. Who's the person running the cleaning gear locker? Is it one of you folks? Okay.
Little Bird.
Okay. Hey, Little Bird. So we need mops on deck. Anyone who's gonna be awake, who doesn't need to go to sleep. And he looks at you, Jade, and he's like, "You go to sleep right now. We need you strong and healthy tomorrow."
I'm going to sleep right now, and if anyone wakes me up, I will send them to the Shadowfell.
Okay. All right, Shadowfell monster. You just go to bed now. Okay, we'll handle it from here. So,
Pick is also looking very bruised and beat up with 8 HP left. So he's just gonna like, not even say anything. He's just gonna be like, and then follow Jade down to his hammock.
okay, so you go into your hammock. You see Dorthic and the rest of the ship crew gather around you, Little Bird, and you start handing out like mops. You start handling these like little squeegee rubber kind of metal things that basically just push huge water off the side of the ship to kind of get the place clean again. You take some time doing that. Let's get a performance or persuasion to see how lively you are to like command people to kind of get all this going, and directing people how to get things swept.
Let's see. You said performance or persuasion? They're both +3.
Okay, go ahead and roll one of those.
Okay. 19.
Okay, so you kind of break out to a little cleaning ditty or cleaning song, and you're directing people to clean certain places of the ship to get water out of these main areas.
She's like whistling and chirping, and she's trying to be as happy as she can. She's very tired. A little bit, like, her feathers are a little ruffled. She kind of poofs them up every once in a while, like, "Ugh, I'm tired," but then gets back to it.
Perfect. So, basically, you spend maybe about an hour, the people who are still awake, kind of cleaning the ship and getting yourselves kind of squared away at the moment. The ship ends up being clean. Now you guys are basically smooth sailing. What would you folks like to do? There still needs to be a watch set. There still needs to be someone directing the helm, because the captain is basically going to go to turn over for the night. So we just need 2 personnel, 1 standing watch and 1 on the helm, basically steering the ship.
Isabel will take the helm.
Okay, perfect.
I will take watch in the crow's nest.
Okay,
Patience with
so amazing.
and spend more time with my gun.
All right. Oh yes.
And
Okay.
just stare at it and go, "What do you do?"
Amazing. So you're in the crow's nest, just like looking at it,
Secrets.
meditating in secrets. So you gather after an hour with standing with this weapon here. You essentially gather that this is called the the Starfish Shooter, and essentially, if you get a special ammo for it, a silver bullet, you can have it do an additional 1d8 force damage on top of just a regular 1d8. However, what you have to know is if you want to kind of quickly reload this in between rounds, you need to use an action to reload it, since you don't have the gunslinger feat. That is something that we will have in our campaign. So if you choose to do that later on, any of you, you'll able to use a bonus action to reload the weapon. But essentially, it's going to take all action. So something that you can do is essentially have it loaded before a battle happens. That could be like your first shot, and then you switch to something else. It's a good way to like kind of just send out a quick shot of a bunch of damage. But you need to purchase the silver bullets that kind of activate this additional damage, force damage, that allows it to channel through the bullet. And it also pushes your enemy back 5 feet on a failed athletics check of 12. So go ahead. I will, at some point of the week, go ahead and ping me or message me, and I will get you the stats for that.
Okay.
Busy week with finals. Cool. And yeah. And actually, my code compiled and did all its things after like 2 hours. We all sorted out.
Yay!
Yay!
So,
Nat 20.
yeah.
Hey.
Isabel, you're driving currently the ship at the moment, at the helm. Just give me a general survival check. It's not going to be a huge DC because it's open ocean. You're not doing anything crazy at the moment.
Well, that was an
And
natural.
she rolls a natural 20.
It is the most
Okay.
that has ever happened on the LC.
I like almost fall asleep on my watch.
Ooh, you don't want to fall asleep on a watch for sure.
I said almost because it's smooth. I said almost.
Just a secret.
Jade
Everyone.
is sleeping like the dead.
Yeah, it's one of the best sleeps you've ever had, Jade. So after ship rotations, Jamero takes your shift, Isabel. he gets back onto the helm. And then Ralnor comes up patience and takes your watch. So if you guys wanted to essentially get some rest before...
Yes. Sasha's snuggle time.
Before you leave, Isabel, Jamero says, "Not bad. I slept really good, and it looks like you're really good at navigating the ship. Maybe you should do that a little bit more often. I kind of respect that. It takes a fine hand, and feeling the pirates joke about this all the time. But there is emotion to the ocean. I think you've got it."
Do I hear that as I'm like walking down to go to bed? Do I hear him say that phrase? Good. You just hear this tiny little giggity as I walk by. And that's it. I just keep walking. I just keep going. That's it. Just that. We're just nice.
Do you know what she's talking about?
Isabel's busting up laughing.
What's so funny? You guys must be super tired. I appreciate your sacrifice. Get some sleep. We'll get back at this the next day. You guys are just in the giggly, tired mood, I think. So just head on down. I got it from here. I've got the watch. So eventually, all of you find sleep, undisturbed sleep, some really great sleep after fighting a whole bunch of pirates and weathering a huge storm. You folks were able to essentially make it through both of those encounters. Let's see. Normally, so as a dungeon master, I like doing the what do you call it? What is the word for it? Me and Lindsay do this in our campaign. With experience, I don't like tally up the experience points individually. I kind of get it to like certain markers or events.
Milestone?
Milestones.
There you go.
Milestone. So we're not quite there yet, but we're getting a bit closer. So I would probably prep your level 4 here at some point. We'll get it there. But just keep that in mind. But you guys were able to get through some storms, get through the pirate encounter. The next day happens. Bralnor has this nice little sausage and egg kind of breakfast for everyone. What would you guys like to do? It's a brand new day. Everyone has you guys have 6 days till you get back to Agerstein and you get back to Arcane River. What would you like to do?
I would like to show the gun to Isabel sometime privately when there's no one else around to hear me speak.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
go ahead. It's fancy.
Make a. That's interesting. We will make this a stealth check. This is just like a stealth check to you're on board and it's hard to kind of get times or moments where you can tell people are up to doing some things. You guys can hide away in a little gear locker or POA and talk about something if you'd like. Mm-hmm. Some
14.
intrigue. Yeah, easy enough. You're able to get Isabel into a small space that at the time everyone's busy on board doing something. So if you guys want to discuss something, that totally works.
Do you like this gun?
It's really pretty.
Do you use guns? I've never paid attention.
I don't know what to do. I don't like
just point it and pull this. I know, I've seen guns. I just don't. They don't feel as hefty.
I don't like them. They're too loud.
You want to sell it?
Yeah. Let's get gold.
Oh, it's magic too, so it'll sell for a lot.
You go to one of those magic shops.
Yeah. We'll sell it. We'll split the cash. Side hustle.
Sounds like a plan.
Yeah. And then we'll sashay.
And then we'll sashay.
And then we'll sashay. We haven't sashayed in a really long time.
No, we absolutely have to.
We have to sashay. The next chance we get, we have to sashay. Yes. Yes.
Go ahead and make another stealth check, both of you.
Like peeking out periodically. Is there's just like little halfling peeking out from somewhere?
11.
Cool. So
8.
you some time occurs as you guys are planning making these plans, and you hear Latrell coming down the wooden stairs. Like you just hear his big form kind of go doof, 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 doof. He turns around and starts making his way towards his gear locker filled with gunpowder and cannons and stuff. Do you have the weapon out at the moment, or do you have it hidden?
I mean, I have it on my back. I've had it since I grabbed it from the crow's nest I just have it attached to everything else that I've been carrying.
So Latrell says, "Hey, now that's it's a good piece you got there. That's can I look at it? Can I give it a look at?"
Isabel's gonna look to Patience.
I don't turn her. I don't take it off, but I just say,
okay.
Yeah.
I mean, we don't.
I mean, like I just don't like remove it or anything. I'm just like,
sure.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Just keep it there. I'll look real quick. He takes like a minute or two to look, and he's like, "Okay, that looks nice. I can admire that craftsmanship." And you know that Latrell's like
it shoots starfish.
That's what it's called.
And they like suck to your face.
They eat your face.
Carnivorous starfish.
Face-eating starfish.
Okay. I don't know where this conversation went, but I think I'm gonna go.
No, that's what the gun does. It shoots carnivorous starfish that attach to your face, and then they eat it.
You know, I run the cannons on this. I don't think
it's
that's
magic.
Okay, I think I'll believe that for now.
Are you sure? I mean, if you still want to take a look at it, like, I mean, you absolutely, totally, no? And I just go.
I got Lilac and Autumn up there. I don't need to cheat on my babies. I love my babies up there. So I was just trying to.
I don't use essential oils, so.
I mean, sometimes it's great, but I don't use it for my cannons or like. Where's the essential oils?
Why did you name a cannon Lilac?
That's my. That was my first love. I don't know. Don't you name things?
You're in love with flowers?
Oh my God! No one ever tell you. Okay, I used to be a singer. I used to be a singer. I used to be a part of this traveling orc group, half orc group, and I was one of the front men. And one time we wandered into this one of this hole in the wall places, and there was this lady named Lilac, and I fell for her hard. And well, anyway, you're getting weird. I don't want to get weird. Ask me about some other time. I'm gonna head out. But he's named after. My cabin is named after. What?
You got weird when you named your cannon after flowers.
No. He named the cannon after a lady that was named after flowers.
But it's still named after flowers that way.
I mean, yeah, but like he didn't name it after the flowers. He named it after her, and she was named after the flowers by her mom, who may have been named after flowers. We don't know. What was her mom's name?
I'm gonna go now. So he leaves, and that's what we'll pick it up next week.
As soon as he turns around, though, I'm just gonna hold up a hand for a high five.
She's going in for a high five.
Boom.
So you casually made Latrell feel super awkward. However, that's what we'll end next week and pick it up. So we'll go around really quickly. We'll pass it over to Sophie. Go and let people know where they can find you, and we'll send it around from there.
Okay, well, hi, I'm Sophie, and I play Little Bird the Kenku Warlock, and I am at Frillyfia on most platforms, Twitter, Instagram, Twitch, the various other things. And I am in one other campaign on Encounter RP, and that is the Basilica of the Cudgel. I play Arna, the Dragonborn fighter, and that is another very fun game that you guys should check out. We fought a lot of goblins last time and fell into a hole. That was a great time. And yeah, see you on Twitter or whatever.
Twitch,
That
Twitter.
way.
All right, so
Yeah.
go ahead, Pepper. Go ahead and let people know where they can find you.
You can find me on Twitter and maybe an archive of our own. I am maybe 15. I am out of everything that we've done tonight. My favorite part was definitely at the very end, but with patience. And we just ran with it.
Amazing.
Beautiful.
It's what we do.
All right.
best.
Vanny, if you want to go next, where can people find you, and what was something that you enjoyed from today's session?
Yes, you can find me on Twitter, Twitch, and Instagram at Vanny_Stitches for all of your old lady cross-stitch needs and D&D goodness. I also forgot to mention earlier, you guys, I'm getting a new job, and it's amazing. It's like a better job. I'm super excited about that, and I forgot to mention it earlier. I'm really excited. Woo! Anyways, yeah, I think honestly, I'm still kind of like, patience hasn't really like settled yet with me because I've like missed the first 2 sessions, so I'm still kind of getting a feel for her a little bit. But she's very quick on the draw, but also chooses her words carefully. So when she needs to throw people off, she's just like, carnivorous starfish that eat your face. And that's why she and Isabel have been friends for so long.
Yes.
This is why we're friends. So that's probably my favorite. And I enjoy roleplay a lot anyway. But I also like that I found a shiny gun.
Hey, shiny gun, shiny fun.
Shiny gun.
My shiny gun and me do. Anyway.
All right, Alex,
to you.
where can people find you? And what did you enjoy from today's session?
Darling,
Pardon?
your turn.
Yeah, Alex, where can people find you? And-
Sorry. Yeah, you can find me on Instagram and on Twitter at SnowSerious. I had a lot of fun. I think one of my favorite parts was having Pick get 2 unintentional kills and then turning around and completely failing to attack the third pirate to the point where he actually got himself knocked out. So he tried his hardest. It just wasn't good enough this time.
Hey man, those Vine fatalities were pretty metal, so that was pretty good. All right, Alexei, where can people find you, and what did you enjoy from today's session?
All right, you can find me on Instagram and Twitter at ASG Creations with 2 underscores on Twitter and a dot on Instagram. My favorite part about today was not dying on that last athletics check. Because I was at literally 1 hit point. Because Jade needs freaking sleep. I started this session with like 13 hit points. This could have gone very badly, and I'm sort of surprised that 2 people fell unconscious and I wasn't one of them. So yeah, she's sleeping real hard right now.
Amazing. All right.
I'm glad she got her revenge on the shitty captain. Yeah.
That was pretty great. I liked how that he died at that end part of that battle. But all right, my name is Michael Sinclair. You can find me on Michael Crits. My favorite part of tonight was definitely that last part, interacting with Patience and Isabel with Latrell, just trying to explain his romantic sea story about finding love and naming his cannons after a couple ladies he's interacted with. But yeah, catch us next Saturday, everyone, at 8 p.m. here on Encounter Roleplay. Check us out on YouTube. Look at our sponsors today. I didn't have time to cover that, but just look at exclamation sponsor, Fantasy Grounds, the dice that we use here, you can all look that up. But thank you for joining us this week, and I look forward to doing a whole bunch of DM research, FGD research, now that my semester is over, my final is over, all the projects are submitted. So I'll catch you guys next week, and all right, bye everyone. See ya.
Bye.